From the New England seacoast and sunny Mexico, it's time for Channel Reviews. Please welcome your fabulous hosts, Mr. D. Nimmin. And Daniel Batal.
Woo! Man! Mr. D.
You know.
Nimmin, I am so excited. Super, I can't even say that word. Big game weekend.
Big game
Football
weekend.
at its best. I, as a New England fan, I can't even tell you how excited I am to see the New England Patriots back in the big game this year. Tom Brady,
game.
Bill Belichick, the winningest combination.
Whoa.
What?
Tom Brady retired, and they let Belichick go. What are you talking about? We're off to a bad start, ladies and gentlemen.
What the? Tom Brady retired?
Tom Brady retired.
But Bill Belichick is still here. We still have the winningest coach in football bringing the New England Patriots to the big game this year. So we still have a chance because Bill Belichick's, the way he approaches bringing players into the league, I know that, I get it. Tom had a lot of great years. So whoever he's bringing in this year to replace Tom Brady, we have a winning chance. I know that his strategy is still there.
Bill Belichick was let go. Not happening. Tom Brady, gone. Belichick, gone. Bad news for you, buddy.
What the?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a rough stream. Daniel's just
Hang on
finding
a
out that the
second.
big
Wait,
game.
no. Are you telling me
Yes.
that Tom Brady and Bill Belichick are no longer in the NFL Professional Football League?
Do you know who's playing in the game? Do you know who's playing?
Apparently not. So who is
Kansas
playing
City
this year?
Chiefs and the 49ers. Ladies and gentlemen, we are having technical difficulties. Mr. Batal is having a complete big game meltdown. How's everybody doing? I'm letting Daniel come to grips with the reality that Tom Brady and Belichick is not going to be in the game, and the team that he was rooting for is not, in fact, going to be in the big game today. There he is. How you doing, buddy? You with me? We got to get through this together. All right, it's going to be one of those streams. So here's what's going to happen. In order to participate in today's stream, this is the part that Mr. Batal usually does. We're going to flash a word on the screen. It's going to look something like this. You type in the word exactly the way you see it. Type it in once. That's all you need to do. We're going to use the Streamyard giveaway tool. Everyone who is a Streamyard user has free access to this tool. You can get it by going to streamyard.com/giveaway. It's going to randomly choose somebody from the chat that typed in this word. Now, when we're talking, when we're pulling up channels, when we're looking at them, I will be flashing the next word on the screen. So keep your eyes out for that. And everybody has a chance here. And if you strike out one of the first times or the second time, keep playing because you will have multiple chances. Mr. Batal, have you pulled yourself together yet?
Yeah, apparently my team hasn't made it this year, but let's do the show. Let's just do it. I'm here. Whatever. That's fine. Whatever. Let's just do it. I'm fine. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're doing the show today. We're going to be
we are doing the show. Would you like
have a
to
show
tell?
to do.
We have a show. Pull it together. Smack, smack, smack. Shake, shake.
I am here. Do not let the reflective black splashes underneath my eyes that were supposed to deflect any of the highlights for incoming passes impair my eyesight in any way. Impair your ability to see the word February flashed up on screen. Because that's what we want you to type into the chat. Any word that D types into the chat, we are going to pull someone randomly from the chat and take a look at your channel. But we actually have a wheel that is going to tell us what we are going to look at on your channel. It is the Wheel of Best Practices. So why don't you type that in? What do we got here? 60 entries. You let me know when we're going to spin this thing, D. And apparently I have to move on to the next thing. I'm going to be getting over the fact that maybe my dominant football team may not actually be in the, I can't say Super Bowl. I got this year, and we're not going to be in the big game. There's some other team. That's okay. That's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Would you like to tell our studio audience what they can win today?
Listen, if you happen to bring your channel up and you get 2 out of 3 and move on to the final round and win our game today, you'll be winning some fabulous prizes from the Streamyard catalog of merchandise, which is wonderful. Actually, Dee and I actually love having some of the things that we actually give away. One of them being the mug. Have you guys seen the mug?
Yeah.
Which is available in February. The Streamyard catalog of merchandise. We're going to be giving away more than one prize today. We always do. We always try to give everybody the opportunity to win merchandise here. But we're going to be giving away stuff from the Streamyard catalog of merchandise, which includes mugs, T-shirts, their hoodies, which are super comfortable and fantastic. We have some of the Puddles merchandise available if you like that. You name it, we have it. Any particular item that you might want to pick from the Streamyard catalog of merchandise, winners will be able to pick that, and we will send it right out to you. So where are we starting today?
We have 73 people today. Who's on timpani today?
It's Bill Belichick, because he has
Here we go.
He has
Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
Let's spin it. You ready?
Go, Bill. Look, he's pretty good. You know, I mean, I think now that he doesn't have a job as a head coach, I think he's pretty good on timpani. He's doing an all right job. Got a good meter, good timbre. Annie Tro. Tro. I'm going to go with Tro. Annie Tro. Let me find Annie's channel. Well, you know, it's nice to have a celebrity timpanist on our channel. And poor Bill Belichick, I think that he's as good on timpani as he was ever as a football coach in the NFL.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, maybe. What was the name again? Show me the channel.
Annie Tro. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Tro or Troe.
Does this look like Annie's channel? Does that look? All right,
let's see. I think so.
This looks like the one. So, Annie, what we do here, and for everyone here in the chat and in the replay, we only pull up the channel, but we have a wheel that tells us what it is we're going to be looking at here today. So when we pull up the wheel, we let that wheel spin decide today's fate. Do you want to spin this thing?
Let's skin it.
Can't believe it.
And every time we have a winner, one slice falls away.
Much like a quarterback in the NFL.
That's right.
Look, we're right into advance. This is crazy. We don't usually get this kind of. Oh, that's this one. That was this one. This is amazing. Right going. Now, listen, you and I, D, we always kind of make up the rules as we go along. We have an instant advance, which means that our contestant today, Annie, is going to move right on to the final wheel spin and have a chance at fabulous merchandise. But we like to, even with people who advance, we like to pull up their channel, and we like to give them at least some piece of advice that might help them on their YouTube journey.
Yep.
Let me do that. Let me pull up the channel. So this is Annie's channel. I'm going to say nothing. Annie Troe. D, tell me what I'm going to send this over to you. What do you want to look at? What can I magnify for you? What would you like to see to help you give Annie a piece of advice?
All right. I love how colorful your channel art is.
Yeah, me too.
I love that you're putting the paintbrush, you're putting colors in there, you're putting all the things. I love that you got your name, that you're an artist, live on Wednesdays, new videos every week, art tips and traceables. But here's what I want you to think about here. You have your name, which is great, really big and large at the top. But imagine someone new like myself comes to your channel, and I don't know who you are. At this stage, you've provided no value to me. Your name doesn't mean anything to me. I'm interested in what you're going to do for me. What does your channel have for me? So what I would like you to do is do a slight reshift or a slight rebalance of what you're putting on here. Instead of Annie Tro, artist, being the largest thing on here, What about telling me what you're going to do for me? What is your channel about? Your channel is about art tips and traceables. That should be the focus there. If that's what your channel is about, make that the largest thing. So when I land on it, I don't have to look around. I mean, I've got a pretty good idea it's about art, but art tips and traceables. And you could even go a step further, and instead of new videos every week, what type of new videos every week? Be specific about the type of videos that you make every week. And you don't have to put live on Wednesdays over there. I'm not going to fault you for it, but it shouldn't be that large. The main focal point should be what your channel is about and why I should care. That's my
And I loved what Dee just said, is when he mentioned the last thing about the live on Wednesdays, which is kind of really prominent. What's more important to the viewer? When you're going to be live, and we're trying to talk to people who may not know who you are, that may be here for the very first time. Is it more important for them to know when you might be going live, or is it more important for them to understand what this channel is going to provide for content, like art tips and traceables? I assume that means you're tracing something that's on, like a transparent paper. But you've got a lot of, he's right. Like when Dee said that, I saw live Wednesdays, new videos every week. There's a lot of focus to the schedule and less focus to why someone would want to watch this channel. And let me tell you, I think that channel art does not make or break a channel. It doesn't. Correct. I don't think that is the thing that will make or break a channel. But the reason that you will always see Dee and I go here first is because if a content creator understands their target audience and how to reach them, the first place we'll see that reflected is in their channel art. They will immediately go, I know exactly the message I'm trying to send. And the easiest way for us to find the message is in the channel art. So if the channel art is off, then we know that deeper down the rabbit hole when it comes to other things that are going on in the channel, that might also be problematic too. So get it right here first, because this literally is your business card. It's the thing that lets people understand what the channel's about, who the target audience is, why they would want to watch. If you get this right, then it makes it a lot easier for you to do all the other things that come up afterwards, Andy.
One more thing here, live on Wednesdays. What are you doing live on Wednesdays? Are you giving beginner lessons? Yeah. Like the more information that you can give me, and you don't have to write out some long thing, but let's say I'm a beginner, right? And I'm interested in art tips and traceables, and you're telling me that you're doing beginner lessons live every Wednesday. That's a lot more information than just live Wednesday, right? Live Wednesday, it could be you cleaning your paintbrushes. But if you're giving beginner lessons or whatever it is that you're doing, that might be of interest to me.
Yeah, stay here for 1 second. I want everyone in the chat to think about your own channel and think about what your own channel art looks like. And I want you to think about the imagery that you're using right now on your channel. I love Annie. We're talking about Annie, but I want you to look at your own. And I want you to think about what imagery are you using, what text are you using, and what does that text tell the potential viewer who knows nothing about you? In this situation, I think I'm getting an art vibe, which I like. Like, I like the palette, and I like the paintbrush. That's awesome. But then it's like her name is huge, and I'm like, well, I don't really know you. So, Annie Tro, if I don't know you, does that carry a lot of weight for me? I like the word artist is up in the upper right, but that was kind of thrown away. Yeah. And then all the other text is live, Wednesdays, new videos every week. So the amount of things in the terms of the text that are telling me what to expect are it feels more like a business card and less like a value prop. So really think about, if I were landing here, Annie, I want you to say to me, what can I expect from this channel every week? And if you're going to tell me, hey, I help young artists learn to express themselves and become, explore different media or whatever that thing is, we'd love to see that here, right? That's more important to us than how many videos you're putting out a week or when you go live. More important to tell us why we would, as a potential artist or someone who's interested in learning art, what do you have for us? What are you going to bring us? Where are you going to teach us? Are you going to take us to the next level? That's the big thing that I would lean on.
Now, this applies to everyone in here. If you're sitting in here right now and you're thinking, well, this doesn't apply to everything we're going to talk about today, we're going over YouTube best practices. So all of this is going to apply to everyone. Now let's go down, Daniel, and let's just grab one more thing out of her channel here. Maybe we want to look at playlists or how she's putting her playlist together, or possibly titles. Go ahead and tackle something down here. We'll move on to the next
I think thumbnails are so important. So let's start with thumbnails. Why don't we do that? Why don't we go to the videos? I'm going to go to the videos tab, and I'm going to look at what she's doing for thumbnails. I actually like some of the things she's doing, but Annie, and I would say this to not only you, Annie, but everyone out there, sometimes when we try to figure out how to make a thumbnail, we hear things like, well, you should have your face in there, and it's important for branding, and we get a lot of these mixed signals that we're trying to incorporate into a thumbnail that we think might be effective or not effective, or who knows. One of the things, if you're an art channel, I would say, what's the most important thing? Do I need to see your face in every single thumbnail taking up 30% of the video?
Thumbnail.
I don't know that that's the most important thing. Do I need to see this paintbrush? Do I need to see all this colored background? I'm thinking the thing that we're painting, that's the thing that's going to connect with the viewer. So if you're showing us paintbrush techniques, don't overwhelm the image that might actually be showing this really cool painting that is using. I'd rather see your hand and a brush actually applying the paint to this particular image. That would tell me the story that you're going to give me a video that shows me how to do a painting technique. I could see the painting. I understand what it's supposed to look like. I understand the colors, the medium that's applied, and I understand that this is happening in real time because I would see a hand and a brush. So instead of, I think you've got the elements here, but they're all sort of like taking up too much space. Think about simplifying this so I can just see what I would see as a student. I'm looking at my canvas. I got my hand, a brush, and I'm trying to paint something.
She used to do that.
Yeah, go back to it. Go back to it. I would absolutely, I'm going to call her out. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to go oldest. This is some of your older stuff. Maybe I think you did. I think you actually used to show the hand doing that. There's also a lot of negative space, and they're not great images of the paintings. So now find the balance of what you're doing now and what you used to do and put the two together. Because if we look at most popular, what is the most popular video on your channel? And it's a hand painting, how to paint clouds, and a hand painting clouds. Do I need your face in there? No. But does it represent the very thing that I told you I thought might be impactful? A hand actually painting the thing that you're teaching them to paint? 100%. Learn from your channel. Look at your channel. Everybody in the chat, learn from your channel. When you do something right, learn from yourself and go, wow, there was something I did that connected. This absolutely feels like a hand painting clouds, how to paint clouds. And she got 185,000 views.
Move to the right.
Trying to bring that together.
Let's see a couple of the videos next to this one. I saw
here's her paint again. Number
painting
two,
again.
Her back of her head painting the hairy cow. I don't know what you call that.
Here's something to think about. Look for patterns. Look for patterns when you're putting things together in a channel.
What's the number three? So top 3 videos: hand painting onto a canvas, but her kind of thrown in there. Her better view, I think this is a better one, from behind, actually showing a human, her painting, right? Yep. And what the result is.
That's an amazing painting, by the way.
Hand painting the cow. So everything, your top 3 videos literally meet what we were talking about. Understanding the viewer and what they might be seeing from their perspective. Lean back on that. Just think about doing it better. Like scaling that up so that it's killer. Because one of the things I go like, well, I used to do that. Okay, painting, right? You're doing painting, Amy. If you want to see what other people are doing, you go, well,
Annie.
Oh, sorry, Annie. If you look at, I got Bob Ross.
Who's that guy?
Right. Who else is doing, Annie? Who else is doing painting? And how are they laying their thumbnails out so that the art is more featured with a hand painting that thing 674,000 views 7 months ago.
Can I just
Just
say
showing
something?
rainy day painting.
As someone who does not paint, okay, I'm not an artist. I don't know how to paint, but the way they're holding the brush with that little pinky on there, that looks like something I need to learn if I'm going to paint.
Yeah.
Like that.
But you feel it. But you feel it, right? You feel like if you're someone who lives in this space, like, man,
I don't know how to brush. I don't know how to hold a brush. Yeah.
I wish I was sitting at a canvas and painting this awesome painting. I imagine myself like as this great artist. What does that viewer think of in their head of being that person who painted something great? This is it. Me looking down at the canvas, getting that great painting.
Yeah.
Right?
And
that's it.
Note the simplicity of this. There's no text on it. Now, I'm not saying you don't need text. I'm just saying that look at what's working here. Don't be afraid to test different styles. Test it with text, test it without text, test it without your face. Try all sorts of different things, but learn from the things that are already succeeding on your channel and look at what's succeeding on similar channels. That's where your clues are.
You know who's a great painter?
Who's that? Bob Ross?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. Let it go, man.
Sorry.
Let it go.
Sorry.
All right. So, Annie, that was a lot of information. Look, you've got a fantastic channel. You're doing great. Just keep tweaking, keep testing, keep learning. You're going to get it together. You've got a good eye, and you can paint some mean-looking cows. So, you'll get there. All right. The next word to type in is big game. And by the way, Amy, so you've already advanced. So you have a chance to win Streamyard merchandise. So stick around to the end. We do a final spin, and the wheel decides who takes home some Streamyard merchandise.
Yes.
Type in big game just the way you see it. We have 60 entries. We'll let a couple more people get in there, and we're going to skin it and pull up another channel.
I need to get
Hey, Nikki, how you doing?
I'm getting Annie Tro into the winner's circle here, making sure she's into the final round.
Now,
done. Good.
Now, after you type in big game, before we spin it, we're going to let a couple more people get in here. Did you learn anything about your own channel art during that little thing that Daniel and I were talking about, or your own thumbnails? If you learned something after you type in big game, type in yes or no if you learned something there. And if you did learn something, give us a thumbs up. Yeah.
I think a thumbs up is like a lot of these things. I change my channel art usually once every 60 to 90 days.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do. I'm constantly tweaking it because I really do try to treat my channel like the storefront. Like people come there and I want it to be fresh. I want it to be something, even people who have been there before, I want them to feel like it's reimagined, that they're not coming back to the same old store. And I beat myself up when I miss those marks. I think it's important to always try to reimagine the present, the front-facing imagery that represents what it is you do here on YouTube, which I think is our homepage on YouTube.
Can I tell you about a little faux pas that happened last week for me? So I unlisted a ridiculous amount of live streams. So during the entire time that the world was shut down, I was doing quite a bit of live streaming on my channel, as was a lot of other people. So I unlisted pretty much the majority of those live streams and a lot of live streams from years past. I unlisted them all. And the other day, somebody sent me a message like, hey, man, I can't find any of your old live streams. I love to just hang out in your live stream. And I was like, you know what? I'll just make those public again. Wow. So those of you who got notifications.
Did it all go out as notifications?
Listen, yeah. So I didn't know this. So when you unlist something, and I don't know what the time limit is there, but if you unlist something for X amount of time and you list them again, you publish them again, notifications go out. And inside YouTube Studio, it reads them as new videos.
Oh, man. You know what? Eric Roby, our friend Eric Roby, did that with a video years ago. And I went, I want to learn. And I couldn't get an answer. I think there's a trick in that. Like if you had a video that you could that YouTube treats it as new, we need to discover what that time frame is.
Yeah, we can workshop on this one. But it was wild.
That's
so
crazy.
even if I look up, so here's the crazy thing. it will, you know, if you look at your top, how it ranks your top 10 videos, right? Top 10 latest live streams, whatever. It will rank it as something new, and it will tell you how many new views and how much new watch time you have. But it also keeps track of the old stuff as well.
Really? So, like, it's a whole new... Oh, man.
It keeps them both.
YouTube keeping us guessing.
Yeah,
I'll have to ask Renee. We'll have to ask Renee Ritchie about that. Like, what is there a strategy in there? Is there sometimes we maybe want to pull something out and drop it back into? Look at, I got your notification for those streams, and all 76 of them. You son of a.
Yeah. So here's something else. Guess who got a boost in watch time?
Who did? You did?
Yeah, huge. Boom.
How much of a boost?
Well, considering I haven't been uploading for a while, it was a decent boost for no activity on the channel. But guess what else happened? What? I lost 100 subscribers
because they're.
They went, oh, I don't want to be. I'm not interested in this guy anymore.
I am so tired of you putting up the same old crap. The same old. Isn't this like the world we live in? Like, you think there's like a magic trick or some like little, if you only knew, if you unlist something and then put it public again. Yeah. And then you realize, like, oh my God, for every positive, there's a negative. And it really is about the viewers you're trying to reach and how they react. Man, we're learning. We're going to get some answers here.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you can see it. You can see the boost there. You can see what went up.
Holy crap, there's a nice boost there. Yeah. Everybody. Dee just told you to unlist all your videos for 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah, considering it was pretty much just,
I'm kidding.
Trudging along there. And then I did that. And then what happened was I started to notice, I was in studio and I was cleaning up some stuff. And I said, well, where are these comments coming from? And they were like, oh, man, I thought you were live again. And I was like, what? And then I went, oh, my God, I've made a terrible mistake.
You know what?
But it worked.
But you made a comeback, not unlike Tom Brady did when he left the Patriots.
Or Belichick. All right, let's go. Here. Yeah, anyway, I wanted to share that because those of you who may be in this situation, who have unlisted some things and you're thinking about publishing them again, don't be surprised if some weird things happen if you do. Tom Brady, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You ready?
Let's do this
Let's
thing.
go.
Yeah,
let's do it.
That's Bill Belichick on the timpani today, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
The man without a job. The man without a job. There we go. Oh, there we go. That's the one. Chadeo? Help me out here with pronunciation. Chadeo. Shed light, come and...
Copyright claim.
Right? There we go. Listen, I think that's the space right there. All right, I think that's the channel. I think I have it. I have the channel, and I'm going to do nothing with the channel. I'm going to pull up the wheel, and the wheel is going to decide Chadeo, what it is we're going to look at here today. I can't believe the Patriots are not in this.
Yeah, man, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Painful. Oh, we got winner's choice. This is one that I really like. Now, Chadeo. If you are in the chat, let us know what you would like us to look at, and we will take a peek at it. But we don't waste a lot of time here. Either you move quick or we go on to the next thing. So if you're there, just yell out thumbnails, titles, playlists, you name the thing. Anything you're seeing on screen here, we have end screens, clear thumbnails, optimized playlists. If there's something you think that you would like us to look at, we will do that. We will absolutely do that for you. This is your choice, my friend.
Yep.
He's like, yeah, no.
And while we're waiting for him, type in the word YouTube. That is the next word to type in, just the way you see it. We're looking for YouTube. An
important thing?
Yeah. It's not the big game.
It's not the super blow.
It's not.
I can't blow. The super blow.
Chateo, where you at, buddy?
I'm looking for you.
We'll give you another minute here, and then we'll pick something on our own here.
And by minute, we mean second.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing them. Not seeing them.
Okay.
All right, here we go. What, Dee, what would you like to look at? I'm going to give it to you. Oh, did he?
Titles. He said titles.
Perfect. Love it. All right, titles. Let's look at Chadeo's titles.
I didn't see him come up, though. That's weird.
That's weird. Yeah, that is weird. We apologize. Sometimes we're when
Apologies.
I've got a lot of black under my eyes, Chadeo, so I don't see everything.
He said thumbnails.
Oh, well, he's yelling. He's telling us, and we're
Hold on,
not
did you
listening.
change?
Hideo, I apologize, my friend.
Boy, yeah,
Sometimes here in the old Streamyard live channel review show, we don't always get it right.
Kick him back a little juice there.
You know, I'm just saying there might be a little whiskey in the coffee. I'm just saying,
All right.
potentially.
All
so
right.
let's pull up some of your. This is, what we haven't done yet today.
Yeah.
Whenever we talk about thumbnails, I love to throw it to the Lions, to the chat, because I don't want to be the one to judge. Chat, our friend Chideo here, who's up here, has asked, like, hey, what do you think of my thumbnails? I'm gonna go by most popular. I'm gonna reorganize these, and I will zoom in. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Do you think, looking at the thumbnails, that these thumbnails do a good job of allowing you to understand what the video is about, what to expect, and if you were to click the kind of content that you're going to watch, having seen this thumbnail, potentially with the combination of the title? You guys tell us. Thumbs up, thumbs down. What do you think about the thumbnails? Is this the kind of stuff, if you saw this surrounded by other interests that you might be interested in, like cooking, traveling, whatever else, if you saw these, would you click on these and go, oh my gosh, that thumbnail just grabbed me, and I want to watch this video?
He's getting some views.
Oh, he is, no doubt.
Definitely getting some views. I've got my thoughts on his thumbnails after the crowd decides, but kudos for getting some views. What do we have here? So we've got some thumbs down, thumbs down, thumbs down, thumbs down, so thumbnail. So we're getting a lot of thumbs down from the audience. This means that at a glance, the audience isn't really understanding what's going on based on your thumbnail.
So the audience says thumbs down, which automatically means we're going to give you one strike. That's just how this works. The thing we do. Sorry, this one. You get one strike, but I want your opinion, Dee. How does a video? Because I think a lot of creators wonder this. If my thumbnails are bad, I've got 11,000 views. I've got 10,000 views. What do you think helped drive views to this video from the packaging?
Well, assuming everything is organic. Starting with that, assuming everything is organic, it's the idea, it's the topic, it's the title, and you have to wonder if better thumbnails would have catapulted those videos to much more success.
Boy, because I'm seeing the same thing you are. Like, look at this one. American reacts to what is Eurovision.
Right, the topic.
NASCAR fan reacts to F1 drivers roasting each other.
Yeah,
like there's a lot of like great reaction, but I think the thumbnail, as good as the titles are actually really good.
Yeah.
And the thumbnails are like and I mean this in the most warm-hearted way possible. I feel like it's dude in his bedroom with way too much going on in the background.
Yes.
And I don't get that immediate like this one. I'm not seeing person reacting to Eurovision. I'm seeing guy with too many flags and a shelf with all his interests and posters and things, and I guess there's some Eurovision in it, reacting. This looks like guy with multiple flags, British and American and United States flag, stuff hanging off of a mantle. Is that what that is? Fireplace? I don't even know. Fireplace. There's like a ton of things going on.
Let's see his newest
All
ones.
right. You're right.
Just before we go, because he might have completely changed things up. So let's same thing. Okay, so I'm going to give you some options. Hey, there's Dan. I love Dan. Here's what I would try, and I also think there's an argument to be had that sometimes thumbnails that are kind of wonky, the wonkiness might pull people in. So I think there's a very tiny element that can happen sometimes. But here's my advice to you. Here's things I would love to see you test. Obviously I love that you're putting the thing that you're reacting to, but the thing that you're reacting to, in my opinion, should be as equally as large as you are. So maybe consider splitting your thumbnail in half. So you've got you reacting, and then you've got, just take Dan there, you've got Dan on the other side. So you're reacting to that. So if I'm just scrolling through YouTube, right? So I like Dan, all right? Fantastic singer. So if I'm just scrolling through YouTube and YouTube is trying to recommend this video to me, I like his content. But if it's so small that I don't even recognize him on my phone, I might go right past it. But if it was large and maybe took up half of your thumbnail, it would stop me dead in my tracks. I would say, oh, wow, he's going to react to Dan's music. I might listen to that. I might click on it. So I would consider enlarging the things that you're reacting to. And when you do that, it's going to cover up a lot of that clutter that you have up there on your mantle. Because my eyes are being, here, go back over, Daniel.
Which one?
Right
to the right?
Just,
to the left?
Yeah. My eyes are being drawn in all directions here. You should focus me on your reaction and focus me on the thing that you're reacting to. By enlarging the thing that you're reacting to, it's going to cover up your mantle in the background. I do like that you've changed it to where your flags are no longer in the background, because I also found those to be distracting. So that's what I would test. Now, go back to the ones with the flags in the background.
Okay.
And this is a weird test that I would run on my channel. Okay. There could be an argument here that the color behind you is getting attention. Like that could be something that catches somebody's eye. So I would actually, if this were my channel, I would actually test enlarging the thing that you're reacting to cover up the mantle. And I would test with the flags and without the flags behind me. Because sometimes you just never know what people are going to react to. Even though it looks cluttered, though that red color could be catching someone's attention. So that's what I would try. For the text, you're not putting a lot of text on there. I could take it or leave it. You know, your actual facial reactions are the thing that they get my attention. Daniel,
can I do something that we've never done before?
Absolutely, I'm here for it.
I'm always interested in giving great advice, helping every creator that is wonderful enough to come hang out with us. I want to move on. I want to give one piece of advice, and I want to move our friend Chad Deo YT into the winner's circle, and I want to go into another channel. And here's the piece of advice that I want to give you. I love what Dee just said, but as I was looking at what Dee was talking about, I started realizing, forget about your thumbnails.
What's he doing?
This was published an hour ago with 5 views. This was published 3 hours ago with 56 views. This was published 16 hours ago with 54 views. This was published a day ago with 98 views. This was published a day ago with 59 views. This was published a day. You're publishing faster than the consumption rate of the target audience that you've established on YouTube can actually consume your content. One of the mistakes I think creators make is they hear weird advice like more videos means better. And it's not. It's about, there's real people out there that are going to consume your content. So we can talk thumbnails all day. We can talk titles all day. But if you're putting up 5 videos in the last 16 hours, I'm questioning how good the editing and the structure and the execution of each video is. I'm questioning. I feel like you look like from the outside, and I don't know this, my friend, but anyone out there who might be falling into this trap, there's a ton of videos you put out in the last 48 hours. And I'm wondering, are these videos really built to execute on a strategy that's going to grow your channel? Or are you just pumping them out because you think videos mean connection? I would slow this train down. And and we're not looking into the video. We're only looking at the thumbnail, which feels a little scattered. But if you're putting up 4 or 5 videos in the last 24 hours, I'm thinking you need to slow down and you need to really think about who you're trying to reach, what their interest of those viewers are, and then how they're reacting to each video. Because do you know that you only get a certain amount of notifications for the amount of videos you put out every day? You can't just keep putting out video after video. Even if people who are subscribed, they're not going to get all the notifications. It's like you're just pumping videos as if there's something magical that will happen by putting a lot of videos out. But you've got, and I'm going up, and I mean this out of love. I really do try to put creators on the right path. When I look at your channel, you've got 1,700 videos. I don't even think I have 400 on my channel, but you've got 1,700, and you've just broken 5,600 subscribers, which is phenomenal. That's a lot of subscribers. But do those numbers make sense when we look at your latest content? And is the channel doing what you want it to do? 5 views in an hour? 56 views in 3 hours? 54 views in 16 hours? A lot of these videos are struggling to get past 1,000 views. I think that you're hammering you're hammering YouTube, and you're not thinking about the target audience that you want to reach. Dial it back, draw it into focus, and say there are very real people out there who would be interested in the conversations I'm having. But in the middle of the conversation, I'm throwing a new conversation. They don't even have time to watch the previous one before you give them another one. So think about your pacing. Pacing is something that enough creators do not pay attention to.
So Chatio says, this all makes sense. I did better when it was 1 video a day.
I love hearing you say that, right? Yeah. And I don't know that that means you only need to do 1 video a day, but I'm giving you permission to slow the train and go, wait a minute. It's not about how much I publish. It's about how well the stuff I do publish connects with the people I'm trying to reach. Because every time you publish a new video, YouTube is going to look back at your previous video and go, how well did that connect with people, and who did it connect with? And we're going to serve your next video to those people. So worry less about trying to get a bunch of videos out and worry more about connecting with each and every video you drop. And with that, I'm going to move you on to the final round, because that we went deep here, and I don't want you to feel, I think you're doing a lot of good things and you've got a good channel. I just want to see you, I want to see you pump the brakes, and I want you to really think about who you're trying to reach with these conversations, because I think your reaction videos are absolutely conversations. Give people time to understand it. Don't switch topics 6 times a day, and you don't have enough followers and community to follow along with how much you're putting out. Slow it down and let's talk to them. If you were my friend and you kept shifting gears every time I talked to you, I'd be like, dude, I didn't even get finished answering your last question and you're on to the next topic. That's what you're doing with your channel. Talk to me, the viewer, like you would a friend, and pace what you put out there in a way that I can respond to it, because that's how real viewers interact with channels. Okay. I hope that made sense. I hope I didn't go off the track there, but I hope that makes sense. Really think about who you're trying to reach and think of them as real people who are going to watch your content. Not just today's video, but tomorrow's video too. So if you give them 6 in a day, they're probably not going to watch 6. So let's build an audience. Let's build a community. Let's build a connection point.
That was a fantastic, first of all, it was a great catch, because when I was just skimming looking at the thumbnails, I wasn't looking at the actual upload frequency. So fantastic catch and amazing feedback. Creator Classroom says, look at Nick said, look at my chat app. And then Creator Classroom says, look at D-Tech. Yeah, I told him to get the heck out of our chat, to get out of here.
Be gone.
Be gone, Nick. Bzz, bzz. Be gone. Don't come in here causing a ruckus in the chat.
We don't take that.
We weren't causing a ruckus in his live stream today. We don't want him in here causing a ruckus in ours.
Hey. Completely unrelated question.
Yeah.
Not that long ago, and by that I mean very long ago, you and I actually were awarded with some fantastic play buttons for the achievement of reaching 100,000 subscribers.
We were.
And we made a promise to the people that we know here in the community that we would open them together.
We did.
Here, live.
We did.
Now, I don't want to say that that was 2 years ago, but it was 2 years ago. When might we be able to fulfill that promise? Because you see that box? This is funny. Where is it? Let me go. See that box right here? Here, I got to do it. Here. That's the box they sent me my silver play button in when I hit 100,000 subscribers. I'm just about to hit 300,000 subscribers. I never took the plaque out of the box. I just put the box in a frame and I mounted it on the wall because I knew someday you and I, my friend, would open our play buttons together. Are we closer to that goal or are we farther away? Nick, I can't hear you. I gotta go on.
Yeah.
Bad connection. Who dis? New phone number. I love you, Nick. We miss you. I miss hanging out with you, Nick. I hope that we all get to hang out soon. Yeah, that's gonna be the next thing. All right. What are we gonna do? We gonna get you a new play button? What have you decided?
I'm ordering a new play button.
All right. We need to open these up live on this show. I think this is the show.
This is the place to do it.
I think we have to. I don't even know if that has my name in it. I might open that up and it could be someone else's channel. I'm assuming
that would be hilarious.
We will find out. So listen, right. I'm gonna put Chideo into the final round. He dealt with our deep dive, and let's pull up someone. Everybody typed YouTube. If you haven't typed YouTube as you see it into the chat, please do. You don't need to type it more than once, but if you haven't typed it yet, make sure you type that in. We're going to spin the wheel and we're going to pull someone from the chat using the StreamYard giveaway tool.
Yep. Mr. Brady, are you ready?
Mr. Belichick. Yes, he's over there.
Mr. Belichick. All right, let's do it.
A little frumpy, but
hit it.
I'm going to have to spell that. Laval
Pictures. Labais.
Trying so hard.
Labais.
Someone.
Labais.
Laval.
Labais. Labais. That's what I'm saying about Labais. 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 Our sincerest apologies. We struggled with that.
Yeah, I know. There's really no excuse for this kind of abuse of the language that you adhere to every day. It's us. We just don't get it. I think this is the channel. This looks like the channel. Yes.
Cool name though.
Yeah, it is a great.
That's the one. Yep.
If I saw that once, I would be like, I know that channel. I can't spell it, but I know that channel. Like, really good name.
I've never seen this name before, and even though I can't say it, I will recognize this from this day moving forward if I run across it. Absolutely. And you have my full attention with your pinned video being about Game of Thrones.
All right, listen, I'm going to move away because I'm going to go back to the actual wheel. Let's see what we're going to look at today on the Laval Pictures channel.
Laval.
Please, spell that phonetically for us.
Laval. Seriously.
Laval.
My apologies for that one. Laval. Thank you. We are idiots here. What she got? Free spin?
It was eliminated.
No, she wasn't.
Yes,
what? It says free merch. Look at it.
No, that's
it says free merch.
No. You need to look at the thing at the.
Look. It says free merch. Look at it. No, but scroll up. Scroll up.
It resets to free merch.
I'm calling shenanigans. Scroll up.
Okay. All right,
scroll up.
I can clearly see that it resets once it removes the slice. You know what?
Audience, what say you?
I think I see free merch. What do you see?
I see free merch.
I see free merch too. I think that. No, wait, hold it. That's the one. I think that's free merch too. I think we just won free merch. So Laval. Susie, you have just won free merchandise from the Streamyard catalog. Do me a favor. Megan is going to leave her email address right inside of the chat. She will reach out to her at megan@danielbatal.com, my channel manager. She will confirm your identity and that this is in fact your channel, and she will give you a link so that you can go in and pick any single item from the Streamyard catalog of merchandise. But we always say when we pull up a channel, D, even if they win free merch or potentially have lost,
let's find one thing.
We always try to find one piece of advice so that they walk home going, I learned something. So what do you want to look at?
I love the thumbnail. Scroll. Snape is an a-hole. Yeah, that's great. I'm going to watch this. I love it. Okay, this is a perfect example of a compelling thumbnail as far as I'm concerned. I didn't even read your title, but that right there has my full attention. Yep. So congratulations on that. All right, let's scale it back and let's see if we can get
I want to see 2,100 views in 3 weeks. because Snape is an a-hole. Harry Potter, Snape is not a good person, just a jerk who did something good. I want to hang here for a minute.
Yeah. Go.
Sometimes we like to find things that channels are not doing right. And this is a moment. Thank you for finding this one, Dee. This is the perfect example of it's not like, what is the right thumbnail? What is the right title? When do I use text in a thumbnail? People ask all these questions, but what they don't ask is, how does it all work together? You spotted Snape, and then you saw Snape in yellow is an a-hole. And the minute I scrolled down, I started reading the title, which said, Harry Potter, Snape is not a good person. He's just a jerk who did something good. I love everything about this packaging. You in 3 weeks,
nailed it.
You challenged a very specific group of people about their beliefs, that they may agree with you or they may not agree with you, right? And now I want to know why Snape is how he is. Yep. I think exactly
Nailed
right,
it.
Greg's VR.
Nailed it.
What this video in its packaging right now, in title, topic, and thumbnail, it said topic, this is the big 3 T's, topic, title, thumbnail. Topic, Harry Potter. Right? Okay, well, there's a lot of things you could talk about in Harry Potter. Well, then we go to title, because I think title is always the next one in creation. And you start thinking about, what is it about Harry Potter that I want to talk about? I want to talk about Snape. I don't think he's a great guy. I think he's kind of a jerk who might have done something right a couple of times. But overall, I don't think he's a great guy. So I got this idea of making a video around the premise of Harry Potter topic, title, really thinking about, I don't think Snape is a good guy. And then you move on to thumbnail and you go, I'm going to try to balance these two together. Sorry. And I love it that what it was what caught Dee's eye, Snape is an a-hole. Like, just the, like, and that whole back picture, like coming from behind Harry's head, and he's got his wand out illuminated. Everybody knows, like, this is that perfect capture of when Snape seemingly always seemed to grab Harry when Harry was trying to do something to help the humanity, help everyone around him. And Snape will be there, but going, Mr. Potter, you know, and catching him, and like, this is beautiful. I love everything about it. Dee, what do you see here? What do you think about this? What would you change from what you're seeing here right now?
Man. Okay. I love that it has Harry Potter in the title. The thumbnail is great. I might test some other things on there. Like, I might put some block behind Snape and then a block behind a-hole, or I might do something with the text to just kind of draw a little bit. But I mean, it's great. It's great as is. You know, I might A/B test. I might try to milk a little bit more out of it. But if you're like, I don't want to change it.
If I were going to tweak this one and like workshop this one, we don't usually get to workshop a video.
Yeah.
Do you think that Harry Potter needs to be the first 2 words in the title?
No, I think Snape should be.
Or Snape is not a good person. I would have taken Harry Potter. Yeah. I think we know it's Harry Potter. Yeah. I don't think Harry Potter needs to be the first words in the title. I think if it said Snape is not a good person, and that was the thing that grabbed my attention, just a jerk who did something good, you could eliminate Harry Potter, you could eliminate the hyphen, and then you could do Snape is not, and I would have done not in all capital letters, not a good person, just a jerk who did something good, lose Harry Potter, and the thumbnail is awesome. With maybe a little tweaking, I still think it's pretty friggin' good, man.
It's good, man.
Pretty good.
It immediately got my attention. You just like pulled it up and like moved away. As you were moving, it was so good. It got my attention. And at a glance, as we always say, at a glance, the viewer should understand. At a glance, I understood.
People in the chat, if you saw this thumbnail, if anyone happens to be any sort of a Harry Potter fan, tell us what you're seeing, because I'm interested in your 2 cents. What is it that you see here? Because I feel like the thumbnail's great. I even like the text they added in the lower left, and it didn't block Snape, but it was only behind Harry. What do you guys see? Do you guys like think this is good? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Throw your 2 cents. Whatever you're seeing that you think you would have done differently. Talk to us about this because I think this is a great topic title thumbnail.
And I love that she put asterisks for a-hole.
Yeah.
I don't
didn't offend people. Took the
right.
She didn't call them she called them
right.
That's how she did it, right? Because sometimes, I mean, realistically, Snape was a freaking.
He was. Yeah. Anyway, I know Kudos on that one. Kudos on that one. Let me tell you something. If the video itself, and I think, like Daniel said, maybe just a little bit of tweaking on the title, but if you're able to, I don't know how long that is, you've zoomed out, but if you're able to hold people's attention on that, and this is something that people are going to share, like if you nailed it with the video, like you nailed it with the overall packaging, I think this video is going to get legs over time.
Yeah. I would tweak, if I were you, I would only tweak, lose the Harry Potter at the beginning. And I think you had it. I think you had the title. There was something in your need to satisfy the machine that you felt you needed to put, like I need to optimize for search. Don't worry about search. Let's get them at browse. Let's get it when this is put in front of people who are deep down the rabbit hole of Harry Potter lore. And let's go right for Snape is not a good person. He's just a jerk who did something right or something good. I think you had it there. And then the Snape is an a-hole. I love this. I love it. And look, can I show you something, Dee?
No,
this is a channel.
I will not be participating in further discussion in this channel.
Okay. Why is that?
No, I'm just kidding. Of course you can show me something. Go ahead.
All right. Didn't know if you're having a moment. I want to say, I'm going to go here. I guess I have to go here.
Okay, there's another one. Go back.
Wait.
Go back.
Let me find it. Yep. What do you see?
No. You sorted. I think you sorted by, was it popular?
I'm at latest, but I can do popular.
Right there, Joffrey. Top 5 most satisfying deaths. I hated that character, and I loved watching him become deceased. So having him on, like, everybody hated that kid. Top 5 most satisfying deaths. 35,000 views.
Yeah, 7 months ago.
Nailed it.
Can I double down on what Dee is telling you right now?
Yep.
This is your most recent videos. A day ago, this got 31 views. 8 days ago, this got 116 views. Every Batman ranked 2 weeks ago got 108 views. But when you went down deep and spoke to the very target audience you're trying to reach, this is 2 weeks ago.
Like people
but
who
3 weeks ago, 2,100 views on
Yeah.
the Snape is an a-hole. Because you literally did the thing that we talk about. We talk about this all the time. Think like the viewer. Think like the viewer. What is that thing? Forget about search, right? Don't put Harry Potter at the beginning of your title because you think it might show up in search. Worry about when they're not searching for it and it gets put in front of the people who would be interested in this conversation. What's going to get them to click? And they're going to go, oh my God, you're right. I've always said they make Snape out to be a good guy. He's not a good guy. He's a jerk who just did something right. And you nailed it.
Yeah.
With that accusation and assumption in the title. And then when Snape is an a-hole, do this more often. Think about what your target audience is thinking in the back of their heads, whether they're searching for it or not. Do not try to build for the machine. Build for the viewer. Build for the way they're thinking. Think like the viewer.
Yeah, like you nailed it with Snape. You nailed it with Joffrey. Like people, like you take Joffrey, for example. Like people, like I hated that character with every fiber of my being. And like I would click on your thumbnail again just to watch him die again. Like I hated him that much, but you tapped into that. Like and I'm not alone, obviously 35,000 views right on that. Yep. A lot of people are like that. So moving forward, think about those things. When you're thinking about reviewing a movie and certain parts of those movies, think about characters that people feel passionately about one way or the other. And I don't know if this would work, but something I might test in regards to the Batman thumbnail, the Batman packaging. And I don't know, you tell me in the chat who you think, or who is your least favorite Batman. Daniel, who is your least favorite Batman? Like,
George
go over to
Clooney.
George Clooney was your least favorite. Interesting.
It's a toss-up. I
Ben
hate to
Affleck.
say
Ben
it.
Affleck. I didn't like Ben Affleck at all.
Boy, he was good in the recent ones, though. He worked well in... George Clooney was
It's
tough.
tough. It's tough. But, okay, here's something
Do me
I
a
might
favor.
test.
Can I ask you
Yeah.
one question, D? Can
Yeah.
you pull up some... Before we go too far forward, can you
Yeah.
pull up some of the questions that people asked in the chat? There's one from How We Got Here Genealogy. Daniel, for the Batman, would you suggest choosing one and positioning it? I think this is the thing that I think.
This one here?
Whenever you're building packaging, there are people that you're trying to reach that are super excited about the conversation. Listen, everybody here today, every one of you here today is excited about the conversation of how to grow your YouTube channels faster. And we understand that. So we're always going to lean the conversation into things that really, what we think that you're wondering. Is it the thumbnail? Is it the title? We're always going to lean towards exactly creator classroom, trigger an emotion.
Trigger an emotion.
Oh,
Yeah.
how do I get, how do I get someone to react to what I'm trying to talk about? Because I'm a nobody. Channels will never grow faster than when your content is put in front of people who have absolutely no idea who you are and then still choose to watch your video based on the packaging. And then how you deliver once they're in the front door, because that's just topic, title, thumbnail. They might go, great thumbnail, great title, I love the topic. Then they click and it's a very horribly filmed video with bad audio. You got to make sure that the inside of the house holds up to the curb appeal. When you see it from the outside and you go, this looks great, make sure that when they click, you fulfill that and go get right to the thing, give them the thing, get to the content, and make sure they go, man, I'm so glad exactly what I thought the promise of this video was from the outside. Why I think Snape was kind of a jerk who just did one thing right. I expect to click on that video and I expect someone to look at me and go, from the minute the video starts, I don't even know what that video does, but I expect someone to say to me, for every Harry Potter fan out there who thinks that, Snape was a great heroic character that always had Harry Potter's back, let me tell you something. I don't know if I understand that. I think he was kind of a jerk. And when we look at the facts, he was kind of a jerk who did one thing right at the very end. Let me explain why I feel that way. Like, if you set it up that way, then I'm down the rabbit hole of, okay, talk to me about it. Was it at his very death, when the snake grabs him by the throat and he's like, gather my tears? And is that the one magic moment where he pulls himself together? That he's always been a jerk? I love the fact that when you make content that thinks like the viewer, even when they aren't searching for that thing. They aren't searching for that thing. When you make content that gets inside their head and says, you know what, I know you're interested in this conversation. I bet these are questions or conversations you have when you're not on YouTube. If I can trigger you, if I can hit on those emotional points, if I can hit on those portions of the conversation, that's how I'm going to win your click. That's what we mean by great packaging. It's not what keywords you put in your title or how many words you have in your thumbnail. It's how effectively it engages that conversation. D?
Yeah, you nailed it, man. One thing I was just going to mention that I would test for the Batman thing, because, you're triggering that emotion. So I love Batman. So if you think Clooney is the worst, Affleck's hit or miss on that one, but let's just run with Clooney on that one. One thing that I would test with the packaging on that one for the thumbnail, right? You could have the title the same, Batman ranked, all the Batman ranked. I might put Clooney's picture on there as Batman with like a winner thing, like he won. And you know what I mean? And for the people who hate him, they'd be like, oh, no. Like me as a viewer, I might be like, there's no way Clooney is the best Batman. And I would click in to see what you had to say about that. That's one thing that I would test on that instead of putting them all out there, because you'd be playing on my hatred for George Clooney or for Ben Affleck.
Yeah. You know what? I think you nailed it here. Do people care about how every Batman ever was ranked?
No,
or
they want to know where their Batman was ranked.
What is the conversation? What is the conversation? who was the worst Batman ever?
Yeah.
That's what you should have leaned on, right? You should have led with the absolute worst Batman ever, and maybe left it a bit of a mystery, so that I have to watch the video to get down the rabbit hole of, well, maybe who you think was the worst one. Look at Dee and I think differently. Like, you know, I think it was Clooney. I think he's a great actor, just didn't do a good Batman.
Clooney would have been my second worst. So
I don't want to
I didn't like Kilmer either. I'm a huge Val Kilmer fan. I didn't like Kilmer as Batman either.
He's the greatest actor in certain roles.
He's great, but I didn't like
Batman. Did not do well with Batman. So we could talk about this. So the fact that we're interested in talking about which was the right Batman, that's where you want to trigger your audience. What are they thinking? Who did it well? Who sucked at it? Instead of doing every Batman ranked and making that supposition, I like what you did on your other ones, where you made a very bold statement about what was right, what was wrong, and the Harry Potter thing. I wish you had said, instead of every Batman ranked, if you'd done, this is hands down the worst Batman ever, and then kind of left it at, maybe you would have picked one and put his face there, and then you would have challenged me to go, what are you talking about? Watch this video. I'm going to come in here and go, that wasn't the one. Are you kidding me? You didn't challenge me. You didn't challenge the people who were deep into that and really care about who portrayed that character well.
Worst Batman ever with a picture of Keaton.
Right.
I would click in there to come fight so fast, your head would spin. Right?
How dare you? How dare you?
Worst Batman ever. Picture of Michael Keaton. My head would explode when I see that, and I would come in.
And that may have not. And you may have not have been trying to say that he was the worst Batman ever. You were just trying to say who was the worst Batman ever, and you chose to put Keaton up there as a representation of who played Batman. But you got us down the rabbit hole. You triggered the people who love the conversation. Yeah. Every one of you out there, listen to me. Every one of your channels is a conversation, and you're trying to trigger people who have the same passion. You hear how passionate that Dee and I right now about growing YouTube channels, because we love this conversation. You are in different conversations, every one of your channels. Be passionate, trigger those people based on what you know will get them riled up and talking, and go down that rabbit hole with them. That's what will get your channel to grow.
Now, this channel almost got eliminated. But that just goes to show you, right? Like, you never know when we open up a channel, but this is one of those channels that needed to be discussed.
I love it. And
I needed to discuss this channel. Yeah.
I'm now down the rabbit hole of this channel. Like, I want to hear what Laval has to say moving forward. Like, I love it. I love it. I think you got us talking. Get more people talking. Make sure that you look at everybody. Make sure that you look at your own content. When you make a video that drives 2,100 views, and the one after it drives 108, and the one before it drives, I have to back off a little bit.
Daniel, you just nailed it right there. She got us talking.
Got us talking.
You got not only us, everyone in the chat was talking. So you've got the entire community here having a conversation. If you can learn how to do that with every video that you upload, and then you can deliver a video that holds people's attention, you're going to have a monster of a channel.
Every one of you, irregardless of topic or niche that you are in, get your audience talking.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
Look at how much we talked about it. Like, you were ready to throw her to the curb until you opened up the channel.
I was ready to throw her to the curb. I'm telling you right now.
All right. So, yeah, I hope you got something out of that. Focus on what's working, obviously. Focus on triggering that emotion, right? Because you know how to do it. Just dig deeper. With the type of content that you're making, don't take the easy way out. Give us some thought. Dig deeper with each video. Right. And I think, but again, we haven't watched the video. You got to deliver it on the video too.
We assume you're there. We assume that you're kicking the out of every video. When you get
that didn't bleep. That didn't bleep.
Oh,
no.
Man, damn it. I do a longer beep. Make sure you're kicking the of every video that you make.
I just want to say to the Streamyard people who might be auditing this stream later.
It's been a fun run, and we're glad
it's been a fun ride. And if you're going to kick Daniel out of here, then I'm going with him. Because that's how we roll. All right.
Next.
So I knew it was going to be one of these streams.
It is. Sometimes we go there. It's one of those
you didn't even
days.
know. When you didn't even know who was playing the big game today.
Right. Don't say
the package.
Don't say the S word.
Don't say the S word.
It's
why don't
super.
we?
Super.
Why don't we say the S
super,
word?
Super. Soup. I can do it. Super. Super. Super.
Tell everybody why we don't say the S word.
Because we're going to get sued by the company that at the NFL that owns the word super.
Yeah.
So we can't say it. So we have to say big game.
Ridiculous. Belichick, are you ready?
We are ready. Let's spin this thing. You ready? Let's go.
Let's go.
My
Tish. Oh my God. The huge package you got. Whoa.
Oh, here we go. Beach Bites presented by. You're gonna have to help me, Dave. We're way into truncation.
Oh man, I wish.
Yes.
I truly wish StreamYard would shrink the font for this. I really wish they would.
I personally wish that this channel's name was smaller than it is.
Yeah. Okay, while you're looking up that channel, I'm going to answer this one. How long should a live session be? That's a great question. That's a great question. Daniel and I aim for around 90 minutes on this particular stream, but that's something you are going to have to figure out with your audience. We do a different type of stream than you do, so you're going to have to figure out through trial and error where your audience starts to fall off, right? And you can go in after the stream is over, you can look at the stats, you can see where people started to lose interest. Now, there's something to be said. Like if you're just doing a hangout, you're just doing a Q&A, and you're not trying to maximize everything and milk everything and get every view. If you're just like, hey, I'm just going to go live and hang out with my community until I don't want to do it anymore. In that case, then your stream should be as long as you want it to be.
Now we've done the data research. Where do we lose them, D?
Around 90 minutes.
90 minutes. If we go longer than 90, we love you guys, but we lose the kind of interaction that we want. So we always try to aim for 90, and we try to do as many things as we can in that 90 minutes to give the most amount of information.
Yep.
Just data. So, okay, here's the channel. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to pull up the wheel. Let's spin it and see what we're going to look at here.
All right.
Oh, just keep spinning. Oh, yeah. We've been very narrow, deep but narrow today. Deep.
Yep.
There we go. D, channel name. Could you please tell me what we're talking about when we say channel name and why that's so important to people who might be trying to grow their YouTube channels?
Yeah, when we're looking at a clear channel name, we're looking at something that is easy to remember, easy to spell, easy to say on a podcast if there's nothing visually to look at. Somebody says, well, where can our audience find you? And then that's
what's the name of your channel?
What's the name of your channel? And if you have something really complicated or you're trying to be clever and you're using the number 3 instead of E's or something like that, that would not be a clear channel name.
Yeah, like if I go, hey, man, I hear you have a YouTube channel. What's the name of it? Because I'm walking by, I'm hanging out with you at a restaurant, and you go, no problem. Let me tell you the name of the channel. And you tell me it's Beach Bites presented by Beachburn Bob. No spaces in between Beachburn Bob. Make sure spaces in the previous words. Do I have to say more here in terms of a clear channel name?
This one would not be a clear channel name. I appreciate the length of it in regards to just something magnificent, but I would just try to run with like Beachburn Bob and just separate that. Beachburn Bob. Hey, Daniel, have you seen or Beach Bites? Have you seen Beach Bites? Have you seen the Beach Bites channel?
Or the Beachburn Bob? One of those two.
Yeah.
Keep it simple so that if you said it, it would go into our heads and go, I haven't. Let me go type in Beachburn Bob or type in Beach Bites. But if I said, have you seen the Beach Bites presented by Beachburn Bob channel? And someone would go, whoa, slow down and say that to me again, because I didn't catch any of that.
Yep. Yeah. I appreciate the magnificence of the name, but it's too long for YouTube.
This is one of those things that I think sometimes we get wrapped up in some misconception of what we think branding is, and we're trying to stuff a lot of things into places where they don't need to be so difficult. We can simplify. We can make it easier. Man, I'd love to see you come back in next week, and if it said Beachburn Bob with spaces in between the name, I would remember you. I go, it's our pal Beachburn Bob. And I would know because I would remember that name, Beachburn Bob.
That's a unique name.
It's simple. It's easy. It's unique.
Brandable.
It's very unique. I go, or if it was Beach Bites with just Beach Bites just spelled that way, I would remember you. So think about, and it is in your avatar.
The handle, he's got it. Beach Bites handle.
Beach Bites. He's got the Beach Bites handle. Yeah, so when we look at that, I think that the obvious choice here, cut your name down. Get rid of the rest. Beach Bites. It's even in your avatar. You've got it written in your avatar, Beach Bites. Simplify. I know sometimes we maybe have been on different platforms like Twitch and whatever else, and maybe we're gamers or whatever. We have these other things we're holding on to. Keep it simple. Make it easy for the viewer to understand. I think that's the win. And if this is a channel, now that being said, Beach Bites, I'm thinking this is going to, we can talk all day long about what kind of channel we might think a Beach Bites channel is, but at least keep it simple. And we can argue whether that's the right name, I don't know, but at least it's a memorable name. And then we could potentially modify it if we think that doesn't adequately reflect the kind of channel that you actually are. Because I see Beach Bites and I'm hearing like Oceanside, but Bites with a Y is more the computer world. I don't know. I don't know what Beach Bites specifically means. So for
shorten it
for name, what are we going to say here? I think that's a miss.
Yeah, definitely a miss.
That's okay, but that's one strike. Let's go right back to the wheel, my friend.
Yep,
Beach
not
Bites,
over.
Burn Bob, blam, blam. And let's
Beachburn
pull up.
Bob. I love Beachburn Bob.
I like that better.
I like that too.
Because I remember, it's Bob. I feel like it's a guy that I would like, Beachburn Bob.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I would remember Beachburn Bob. So I agree with you on that one. Let's spin this and see what we're going to look at next.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of things that will make me walk away, and that weird part of my brain remembers you because you did something like, it's that Beachburn Bob guy.
Free spin. So just let me tell you a little story about unusual names like that, but simplicity of it. Before the world shut down, Nick and I were always streaming together on Nimmin Live on Saturday, and at that particular time, there would be anywhere between 200 and 350 people in there. And through the period of a year, we had this kid coming in, and I'm going to guess, and apologies if he's watching, if I got your age wrong, I'm going to guess that he was like 10 years old. And he would come in on every stream, and his name was Bobstar X. That was his name, Bobstar X. And he would come in, and all he would do is just one time write his name, Bobstar X, and post it. And he became like, everybody got to Bobstar X. Everybody remembered Bobstar X. So he would come in, and people would just go, Bobstar's here. And it was simple and it was easy to remember, but it was one of those names, right? It was the simplicity of Bobstar X became a thing, and people. See, Doug remembers. Oh my God,
Doug's like, oh my.
He remembers, right? But it became a thing. Bobstar X became a thing.
But memorable, like simple, it made it memorable.
3 years later, I remember Bobstar X
being arrested for attacking a foreign country with weaponry.
Yeah,
that what it was.
But yeah, simplicity of a name. That was the point I was going with that. I remember after all of these years.
I love anything that's memorable that sticks in our brains and we can pull up easily later on. Good old Bobstar X.
Bobstar X.
I said the same thing. Whatever happened to Bobstar X? That guy.
Yeah. See, Eric Waite remembers him too.
I remember Bobstar X. He's a funny kid.
Yeah.
Even Eric remembers him. Memorable.
Yeah, if you guys recall, you made him an honorary mod. We did.
Jesus, what does that mean?
We turned him loose. Yeah,
just let him start like banning people.
Yeah, we
bless
made him
you.
a mod. Some of the mods got really upset over that. It was hilarious. They were like, "What? Look, it's Bob Star.
How is
Come
Bob
on."
Star X? And well, it's Bob. It's Bob Star X. One does not argue with the authoritative powers of Bob Star X. I love it.
Right. All right, so he's got a free spin.
God. Yeah,
Beach
where
Burn
we
Bob
at?
has a free spin.
So he's got an extra spin. We got off the rails again. That happens a lot with us. Where are we at? All right, featured content. Dee, can you please tell the people here and in the replay what we mean by featured content and how it can help you grow a channel?
Absolutely. So I have an image on the screen right now that shows a mock-up channel that Daniel and I made for our presentation at VidSummit a couple of years ago. And you can see right here at the top, the featured video. YouTube likes to call it, where you can put a channel trailer there. That's a bit of a misnomer, we believe. This is a place that you can put two videos. You can put one video for people who are subscribed to your channel and one video for people who are not subscribed to your channel. So you want to think about your channel goals, and you want to think about what each one of those viewers might be interested in when they land on your channel. For example, if you are putting a video there for people who are subscribed to your channel, why would they be coming back to your channel? Someone who's already subscribed, they're probably coming back to look for your newest video. So for people who are subscribed, that'd be a great place to put your latest video. If people who are not subscribed and they're landing on your channel and you want to convert them into a subscriber, that would be a great place to put your highest converting video. Or if you're trying to make money or bring attention to a brand that you're working with, that would be a great place to put one of those videos as well. The key word here is to be intentional with what you put in your featured video.
Love that. Intentionality, I absolutely believe, is the key to every channel that grows effectively.
Yeah.
And here we are on Beach Bites Bob, Burn Bob, Blah, Blur, Blood of Beast.
Got it.
The one thing he does do well is when I scroll down, I immediately see there is featured content. Let me open up a little thingamahoozy right here for someone who is not subscribed to the channel. So that is... Okay, we'll get these buttons right.
Butterfingers.
Yeah, there it is. I apologize. That is actually a win. You actually have that correct, my friend. I love that you have content there. Anyone, you have two pieces of content you can feature there for for the new and returning. Use them if it makes sense for you. If it makes sense for your strategy, I love that you have something here. So why don't we do this? Why don't we go back to the wheel? That's number one win. Yes, number one win. I think so. Let's spin and see what we're going to look at next. He's got one right.
Yep.
Oh, I think he had 1 and 1 because he got the name wrong.
Right.
We didn't think the name was on. So this is the deciding one. Cards. Okay, your goose is on the fryolator.
All right, cards. Cards is a feature that YouTube allows us to put in our videos up in the top right-hand corner that you can link out to a playlist or you can link out to a video. Now, best practices says you should put this towards the end of your video, around 80% or so. Daniel, your strategy is to put it right at the very end. Would you say the last 95, 96% for you?
That works for me. Strategically, I put it very near the end. I try to put it in front of the people who have hung in there for the longest amount of the video, and I have a average of 36 to 42% click-through rate on my cards, so it works for me. That I follow the data. Now, here is his most recent video. And there he is, green screened, and I think we should do a GoFundMe because this poor guy, as you can see, lost his entire hand recently.
Oh my goodness.
To a green screen accident that removed his left hand. And I feel like...
Oh my goodness.
I feel like that we should actually raise money so that it's tough to hold a microphone and run a green screen presentation live stream when you only have half a hand. That's a pretty rough injury. But I will say this,
Daniel,
the one thing I... Yes.
He's really missing a hand.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. You know, that's the worst. Hold on. There it is again. Look it. Praise Jesus. He has been cured. With a simple forwarding of the play button through the video. Now, don't make me take you back to a time when you had no hand. Because I do have that power.
Green screens are crazy.
It's like AI. Like AI. Have you noticed AI? You're like, hey, make me an AI thumbnail of me holding a pot. And all of a sudden I've got 4 arms and 17 fingers. And I'm like, really? Is that as genius as AI is? You can't figure out that humans have 4 fingers and a thumb on each hand. That part throws you off. When I get scared about the eventual takeover of the collective conscious that is AI, it's the fact that they don't even know how many fingers we have.
Have you seen that somebody has made 3D printed finger rings? Have you seen these?
Are they missing a finger or an extra finger?
No. So so they make a 3D printed finger that you wear as a ring, but it makes it look like you have an extra finger. So they're saying that you can wear these if you're going to do crime. So if they catch you on camera, you can say it was AI because you've got like 6 fingers on each hand. Because it doesn't have the right in it.
Seen here, it can take as much as your entire forearm, not just a finger. This is the havoc that AI is wreaking on us, or at least green screen.
Okay, well, we're looking at cards.
I'm sorry, we're having fun. But I will say this, as I look into your channel, up in the upper right there, that little eye dot, that actually is the fact that you are using cards, which I love that you're putting them in there. I don't love where they place them now, but you have cards. If I click in it, it's going to bring me down to the description where they now place cards, showing me you have a card there. So, my friend, that is absolutely your second wind, and you are moving on to the final round. I love that we finally got through this channel. Man, are we on a tangent here? Am I too overwhelmed by the fact that the Patriots haven't made it into the...
Yeah.
Is that it? Am I distracted?
You're still struggling with Brady and Belichick.
All right. I'm okay with that.
Okay, so he moves on. The next words to type in, clear name.
Clear name.
Just how you see it right there. We have 65 people who have typed it in already. If you've not typed it in, you've got a couple of seconds to type it in.
Wait a minute.
And then Belichick is going to hit that timpani.
I'm going to go over to the winner's wheel.
Okay.
And I'm going to add in who's our latest contestant. His name was. Do I have to type in? This is what. Let me just say, thank you both of you for your feedback. I appreciate that. I now have to. This is one of the things that I hate about a tough channel name. I now have to type Beach Bites presented by Beachburn Bob into the winner's circle. So not only have you made it harder for me to remember the name, but harder for me to type you into the fact.
Just go with Beach Bites. Circle. We'll know.
I'm just saying.
Beach Bites.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Beach Bites.
And then we'll have to look back. We're just going to call you Beach Bites. We're going to call you Beach Bites.
Beach Bites Bob.
Beach Bites Bob.
BBB. That's right. Love you, BBB. You got it.
That's who you are.
Yep. BBB. Triple B. The Triple B. That's right.
Make it easy for us. Not only the people watching your content, but the people like us that have to type your name into the winner's circle. Yep. This is tricky. It makes it tricky for us. All right. I am back. I think I'm back in the game. Yes, I'm back.
All right, let's go.
All right,
let's go.
Let's do it. Spin.
Let's go.
Bill is actually wearing a very large gray woolen hoodie. That's what he wears every time this time of year. Oversized hoodie.
Makes sense.
Oops, there it is. Coastal Diva. That name sounds familiar to us. Have we had
We've had Coastal Diva on here before, I think.
I feel like that we have looked at Coastal Diva, but I might be wrong, but I feel that feels familiar to me. The name, at least. And it may have been come up on the spin. We may not have looked at the
something
channel.
Similar.
But here is Coastal Diva. I have the channel. You can throw it up there. Is she like, oh my God, or here I am. Coastal Diva, home decor, bargains, tips. We are not going to look at anything on your channel. We're going to let the wheel decide what it is today we're going to look at. Let's spin the wheel.
Bamboozled again. That's right.
End screens, right? Yes, end screens. End screens. Dee, please tell people what we mean when we talk about end screens and why they're important and helpful to growing a YouTube channel.
Absolutely. So like a card, an end screen is another thing that we have, another tool that YouTube gives us to link out to another relevant playlist or video. Now, Daniel, you want to explain the strategy that you've used linking all of the things together, because we're coming up on 90 minutes here. You want to explain your strategy here real quick and then kind of walk through why you use the same video for the cards, the end screens, the pinned comments, the description, a link in the description.
I don't know. Bring me back up on screen here, my friend. Put my put my
So I'm not sure we're going to
sullen-
get to that. Yep.
Sullen covered eyes. I want to talk to you people about YouTube. Without a lot of graphics right now. YouTube is a platform of prediction. That means that at any given moment, YouTube is trying to figure out what to serve any viewer who has decided to come to YouTube and watch a video. What they can serve that viewer to get them watching videos and keep them watching more videos. Period. That's how YouTube works. That's literally what it is. And it's trying to better understand each and every one of us as viewers along the way. It's something we don't talk about enough. I think sometimes we get taken down the path of thinking that YouTube is this giant machine and that what you need to do right is the same thing that every other one of you needs to do right. And that is not the truth. The truth is there's a conversation that you're interested in. And everyone in this chat, everyone listening to my voice right now, you know your conversation. Maybe that conversation might be talking about computers and learning how to do things with Windows, or installing Windows 11 and better learning how to be proficient at computers. Because maybe you're trying to get a job where learning computers can actually make you more money. Or maybe you're a homeowner who has issues with your home and you don't want to hire a contractor. You want to learn how to fix that, that bathroom and upgrade that kitchen and install that new faucet. Or maybe you're someone who has a car parked in the yard and it's not functioning right, and you have some parts that you think maybe I can fix. Maybe I can do the oil change myself, or maybe I can do a little bit of repairs to my own vehicle. And you come to YouTube interested in that conversation in that moment. Every one of you has a target audience out there that is interested in the conversation you're in. And there are areas on YouTube that whenever they happen to find one of your videos, you can say, hey, I hope this video was helpful, but I actually have other videos that talk about other things right around this very conversation that might be interesting to you as well. And the 4 places that you can do that are cards, end screens, link in the description of that video, and pinned comment. And when you start using those points,
can I show these now?
Absolutely.
Okay.
When you start using these all together, instead of just ignoring some or putting one or putting different videos, when you're talking to real people who are, see that big, go back to that last screen, D. See that big red YouTube logo? That's your video. That's the video these people have stumbled across. Okay? And you have 4 opportunities to recommend another piece of content. Stay here, D. In the upper left, the first one is the card. All right? That's that little, you can add a card and it'll pop up. You can timeline when you'd like that card to come up. By best practices, YouTube tells us, try to put that 80% or more during, through the way of the video. Don't put a card that pops up at the very beginning. You don't want someone watching a video and say, hey, now that you're watching this, jump off and go watch a different one. Maybe near the end, people who have enjoyed your video say, hey, I actually have another video you might like. In the upper right, you'll see there's the link in the description. You can actually put links down in the description of your videos where you can push people towards another video, and that's actually part of suggested traffic. In the lower left, you'll see it says pinned comment. You can comment on your videos, and if you comment, you can go and actually pin that comment, so no matter how many other comments come in, your comment will stay at the top. It's a great place to tell that viewer, hey, if you're liking this video, if you're watching this video, and it really is helping you, I might have another that talks about a very similar topic, and you start understanding your viewer and recommending another video yourself. Now in the lower right, you'll see there's also end screen. When your video ends, you can put an end screen that actually puts a video thumbnail up on screen with the title. So when someone has watched your video, it'll show just like this. Hey, if you like the video you're watching, here's another video that we think that might be the right video for you, and you control this. You as a creator control this. Now, all these different things might seem like, oh, they're just options I can use, right? But if you start using all of these together, and let's say you actually, instead of pointing people in a million directions, let's look at that center big red YouTube logo. That's the video they're watching. And you have 4 different places, all the things around it, different ways you can push them towards something else. Imagine if all 4 of those things were all one video. So they're watching your video, but no matter what they clicked, card, description, link in the description, a pinned comment, an end screen. If you made those all be one specific video, so no matter what anybody clicked, it all pushed them towards one other video that you think is the right recommendation for them, this is where you can start influencing viewer behavior and start influencing the way that YouTube acts. Because if you get enough people to start moving towards the next video that you have in mind, YouTube will take all that data, and when they have the chance to recommend something in the up next, they'll start looking at what did other people go on to watch next. So if you can get them to watch something, click an end screen, click a card, click a pinned comment, click a description link. If they do that enough, YouTube will go, maybe we should recommend this next video. The video that they all seem to be clicking because you push them that way to other people who haven't done any of those things yet. People who have just watched your video. Send traffic signals. Send traffic data. This is a 7 video playlist that I did that did exactly that. And read this like a book from left to right, from the upper left. This is a 48-hour time cycle. The very upper left was a video that drove just under 41,000 views in 48 hours. Did pretty well. The next video drove 7336. The next video 6919. The video after that 5518. This might just look like data to you, but what this actually was is every one of these videos, the one up in the upper left, the one that drove 40,810 views in 48 hours, in the card, end screen, link in the description, and pinned comment, it pushed to the next video, which is actually the 7336 video, the one that drove 7336 views in 48 hours. Just pushing them in a direction. I said, hey, I think you'll like this one next. And every chance that I give that I have to push you towards something, I'm going to use it to push you towards one video. And
Daniel,
from the 7336, yes?
Tackle this really quick. I just put it on screen while you're going.
Should the end screen be full 20 seconds? No. Pull me up. Pull me up. Put my ugly face on with the black eyes on screen for a second here, D.
Yep, 1 second.
That's a great question. I want you to think about, should my end screen be 20 seconds? If you have a question that feels like you're asking YouTube, does YouTube prefer 20 seconds? Is that the right amount? I want to ask you, my friend, how many times have you watched a video, and when it came to the end screen, have you sat and watched 20 seconds of an end screen being on screen? How many times? Do you watch 20 seconds of just looking at the end screen? No. I think people decide if they're going to click an end screen within 5 or 10 seconds. So don't think like the machine. Think like the people you're trying to reach. You are the people you're trying to reach. And those people are human beings. And if those humans, you go, well, I know how I use YouTube. If there's an end screen that pops up on screen, if I'm going to click it, I'm going to click it in the first 5 or 6 seconds, so maybe I'll go 8, right? After 8 seconds, what am I doing? If I go 20 seconds long, now I'm just leaving an end screen up there that's going to increase the amount of time that viewers have clicked away, and I increase the amount of time that my average view duration goes down because the end screen is part of that. So I only want to leave an end screen up there long enough for it to be effective. 5 seconds, 8 seconds. I want to put a card near the end, not near the beginning, near the end. I want to utilize the things that YouTube gives us in a way that I would watch, and I use YouTube. Think like the viewer. And if you understand the very people you're trying to reach, now you can understand how to use the features on YouTube, not because there's some magical way to use them, but because you understand the people you're trying to reach are humans and how they act. because those people you're trying to reach are you. They're you. And if you understand that, oh my gosh, I'm trying to reach people. YouTube is just the vehicle that gets me there, and I just need to pay attention to how other people like me act when they come onto YouTube. Now I start thinking about the better thumbnail, how the better title works, where to put a end screen or a card, because these are real human beings. Try to think about reaching real human beings. This is how your channel will explode. When you stop thinking about YouTube as a machine and trying to do the right thing that YouTube somehow will magically award you, riches, and start going, oh my gosh, there are people watching videos just like me. When I open up YouTube, what would I do? When would I click? When would I go into the description? When would I leave a comment on a video? When that video speaks to me. When that person said something that moved me. When it connected with me as a human, that's when I engage. And engagement is the key to channel growth.
Very well said, man. Very well said. One thing that helped me tremendously as a creator on YouTube, live streamer, whatever it is to be mindful. I started being mindful of every action that I started taking on the platforms as a viewer. I started to be mindful of, whoa, why did that catch my attention? Why am I watching this? Why did I click away from this? Why did I leave this video? Why am I leaving a comment? I started to really tune into what was making me act as a viewer instead of just mindlessly doing things and consuming content. I started being mindful of every action that I was doing. Why did it catch my attention? Why did I watch that to the end? Wow, I'm going to watch another one of their videos. What is it about this creator that makes me want to watch more of their videos? And when I started doing that, I started noticing the things that I liked and the things that I didn't like. And it really helped me as a creator keep those things in mind when I came back to make my own content, to basically create an experience on my channel for the viewer. Why are people coming to my channel? When they watch a video, what's the best video for them to watch next? Now, I've got all kinds of different content, and it's an educational channel, tutorials, all sorts of different apps and software. But if they're clicking in for one app, let's just say Snapseed, well, it makes sense to give them another video that they're interested in for Snapseed. So I just started thinking about, what does the viewer want? And people get confused about the YouTube algorithm. I think it was Renee Ritchie, or maybe it was Todd Beaupre, I don't know, who said it best. It says, if you're curious about what does the algorithm want, change the word algorithm for audience. What does the audience want? So if you're confused, I can't please the algorithm. No matter what I do, I can't please the algorithm. You're not pleasing the audience. What does your audience want? Figure that out. Your channel's going to grow.
So well said, my friend. You nailed it. And I think that's one of the things, like, we do this game show the second Saturday of every month, and it's fun, and we pull up channels, and sometimes we move fast and sometimes we move slower. But I want all of you to know that the reason we do this is that at the core of what we try to do is we want the most amount of you to be successful. You guys are our heroes. When you guys get out there and you start crushing it on YouTube, you legitimize what we do. We want every one of you to be successful, because the more of you that are successful, it's like when Shaun White started doing well at snowboarding, or Tony Hawk did well at skateboarding. The thing that was like, oh, you're just a YouTuber? More of you start actually legitimizing what we do, and it becomes a real thing, and we start getting taken seriously in the business world. The creator economy is quickly coming up on a $500 billion business. It's a major, impactful thing. And the amount of opportunities for every one of you out there who might have a job that you don't like, that might be working a day job and you think, I don't love this. The opportunities, I guarantee you, Dee and I are both self-employed content creators, because we took the deep dive in and we said, we need to learn who we're trying to reach and how to do it effectively. And when we get that, opportunity arises. Can I give you a quick story? I promise, I know I've been talking a lot. A lot of you might know that when I'm not here and doing this wonderful thing with my pal Dee, who I love very much, on my channel, I try to teach creators how to make video content, put it onto YouTube, and grow a YouTube channel. And for anybody who happens to watch my channel, which is very separate from this, I've been talking about DaVinci Resolve a lot recently. And it was really interesting. Like, I've just been there talking about it, trying to help people make video content, learning a software that's tricky. Out of the blue, this past weekend, what are we on? You're just in the weekend. The guys from DaVinci Resolve reached out to me and said, like, hey, we just wanted to touch base. We know who you are. We know what you're doing. We'd like to talk to you about how we can help you moving forward. You can control your future. I don't have any deals with DaVinci Resolve. I just started making content to help people that were trying to use a free software that was a little tricky. Understanding the people you're trying to reach, creating a conversation with them. In my case, it was people like, man, I don't have a lot of money for pro editing software, but DaVinci Resolve offers a free editing software, but it's kind of tricky and I don't know how to quite use it. I said, let's have a conversation about that. And when I presented that conversation week after week on my channel, not only did I help a bunch of people that I was trying to reach, not only did they get really excited about coming back and having that conversation on my channel every week, but the very people who make the software come to me and say, hey, we want to talk to you. We notice you're making an impact. Everything that you guys do today is about having a conversation and trying to have an impact on the very people you're trying to reach. You can do this. You can create your future. You don't like your job?
You can do it!
You can change your future. You can literally make any amount of money that you want to make, and you can be the business that you want to be just by doing the simplest things that we're talking about. Understanding the conversation you want to be in, understanding the very people that you're trying to reach and what you have in common and where the struggles are, and just talking about them. You can win. You can win. You can win on YouTube because it's the biggest opportunity for creators out there right now to make money. YouTube is still the greatest place to create a living, to create something, a business that can actually return revenue, that can actually grow beyond the thing of AdSense and everything else. But you have to just be willing to understand that you are a person creating, and the people you're trying to reach are people too, and you're just trying to connect. I hope the things I'm saying right now are connecting with you. If you're someone who's thinking about, man, I got a YouTube channel, I would like to have a career. Maybe I just a little part-time income, or maybe I just like to make some videos that would connect with people. You're in the same conversation as Dee and I are in. So what we're going to try to do is try to develop that conversation so that you come back and go, I think I learned something, and I want to come back next week, because I think, or the next time they talk, I think I learned something, and I have some questions. Maybe you'll leave a comment, engagement. Maybe you'll like the stream that we're doing now, which is great, or maybe you'll share it out. These are all engagement points. These are all engagement metrics. That's exactly what YouTube is paying attention to whenever you make content on YouTube. Focus on the people you're trying to reach. Make sure you understand them, and make sure you deliver on the very things that they find important, the needs of those viewers. Make it easy for them to understand, and then connect with them. The world's your oyster. You can do anything you want. And I want to see everyone out in this community. I want to see you guys crush it. I want to know that every one of you guys that want a full-time career as YouTubers can achieve that. Because I promise you, YouTube is tricky, but if you put the effort in and you do it consistently and you know why you're doing it and who you're trying to reach, everything is available to you. Everything is available. YouTube will not work against you. It actually works in your favor if you just know what you're building and who you're building it for. Did I make Dee sleep?
Man, yeah, I was snoozing over here. Yeah, that was fantastic advice. Very inspirational. And I think I was muted because I took myself off screen, but you were like, you can do it. And I was like, you can do it.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And you know, it's such an amazing, you know what? And I don't mean to get off too far off track. And I took this thing off track, but it's so fun that, you know, like you're in Thailand, you're literally on the other side of the planet. You and I know each other. Why? How do we know each other?
YouTube.
We don't live anywhere close to each other. We know each other through YouTube. We built what we're doing in front of you through meeting each other on YouTube and deciding, hey, wouldn't it be cool? And, oh, there's this channel, Streamyard, there's this company. We built everything that you're seeing right now by just a sheer will, just a passion about helping other creators, and then finding other companies like our good friends at Streamyard, which we can't thank enough, who allow us to do this, to be able to do things in a way that we can continue the conversation and keep the door open so that anyone out there who's just thought about live streaming or thought about growing a YouTube channel or thought about making content, this is what we get to do. Go ahead, put up, what do you got for a question there? What was that one? Throw that back up there, Dave.
Oh, that wasn't a question. He said, I tried leaving, but StreamYard pulls me back in.
Oh, it's like the mafia. You can't leave.
Well, the truth of that is because once we have your credit card, you're not getting away.
You're not going anywhere.
You're not going anywhere. No. No, listen, man, everything you said is spot on. And just for some, for some clarity and just for some perspective on this, how long did it take? And I know the answer is, I'm still working on it because we all are. But how long did it take you? And I know this isn't even your first channel, but how long did it take you on YouTube before you really started to get real momentum to where you said, you know what, I can make money doing this, or I can really impact people and change people's lives and help them? At what, a year in? You had another channel.
2 years in. 2 years of making every mistake I could make and coming home and like neglecting my family and filming deep into the night and doing all the things that I know every one of you guys out there do, like just working like, oh my God, I'm beat tired. I'm just got home and I worked all day and I'm setting up my camera and I'm like, it took 2 years. And I'm not saying that that's the right amount of time. I'm telling you that in my first year, I had another channel before this that kind of got my feet wet. But
Extreme Food Reviews.
I got Extreme Food Reviews, right? Then I got serious and I started building this channel. At the end of the first year, I hit 17,000 subscribers. I was still just at that point where I think I could transition over to maybe going full time. I dove all in. In July of 2018, I went full time, and the second year on this channel, 11 months, it was into the second. So it was the first year was July, so I ended that. I was before I hit the 2 year mark, I had 100,000 subscribers, and I was making a full time, solid revenue strategy. I was making money. I could pay for everything. I could pay for my home. I could pay for my family, and it was a lot of work. But it was not ever believing that it couldn't be done, and it was not getting frustrated at what didn't work and figuring out what does work with the people I'm trying to reach. And it was all about understanding the very people that I was trying to reach. There was a moment, and tell me if you dealt with this, Dee. I had a moment of when I first came to YouTube, I felt like I had to understand YouTube. Like there was some mystical thing. If I could understand YouTube, I could succeed. And the reality was, it wasn't about understanding YouTube. There are portions of YouTube you need to know how to upload a video. You need to know how to make a thumbnail. You need how to make a title, right? So there's some basic functions, but it was really once I learned the people I was trying to reach, and when I got tuned into, I took YouTube out of the picture, and I went, no, that's just the thing. That's the vehicle. I upload my videos, I put the title, I put the thumbnail. That's the vehicle. What's important is what I built. And then the people who it was going to be presented to, did it touch them? Did it connect with them? Did they stop and go, man, I've been looking for this. This spoke to me. This is the thing that I've been struggling with, and your video helped me, or your video provided something that made my day easier and made me happy that I came to YouTube and found you. When I was able to do that, the world changed. How about you?
Ooh. So I had a test channel that I ran for about, 5 or 6 months, I'm guessing. I'm terrible with dates. And the reason I had a test channel, and I think I've shared this before with you, is at that time I was streaming with my brother Nick. I was already streaming with him, and he already had, I think at that time, maybe he had 150,000 subscribers, maybe even 200,000 subscribers. And I was streaming on his channel, and I felt pressure to, like, he was in the YouTube education space, and I felt pressure that if I didn't have it together with my first video on the channel, or at least somewhat have it together, that would reflect poorly on him. Like, dude, you're a YouTube educator and your brother's an idiot over here on his channel. What are you doing? So I had this pressure. So I thought, okay, well, I'll create a, a test channel. And I did. I created an ASMR channel, and just to test it out. And I think I got like 500 subscribers on it. And, which is fantastic for a test channel, by the way, which is fantastic. But I did it because I wanted to learn the process, right? Like, how do you write the descriptions? How do you go back and change a title without wrecking your whole channel, right? There's all these things. Like, if you're new to YouTube and you're looking at all these stuff, and I don't know about you, but I was afraid to change stuff. I was afraid because sometimes you do something and it asks you, are you sure you want to do this? I mean, I don't know if I want to click that button, right? So I wanted to destroy another channel instead of looking bad on a main channel. So I did. So I learned the process, and I come from a background already of video editing and video production and stuff like that. So I wasn't new to the technical side of it, but I'd never been in front of the camera before. That was the new part, how to communicate and how to effectively say what I want to say. The editing part and stuff was easy. So I did the other channel, and then I started the Nimmin channel, and it probably took me maybe a year, maybe a little bit less, before I was getting some decent sponsorship money coming in to where I was like, wow, if I wanted to just solely do this, I could. So
do you think, for everybody out there in the chat right now who's been doing this for a certain period of time, like learning all that, like what kind of advice, I don't know if I have any advice for anybody, but what's the advice you would give from your experience?
Well, okay, to go back and to give advice to myself that was starting over, knowing everything that I know now, and all the channels that I've looked at and everyone that I've helped with their channel, all the conversations I've had with people like you and my brother and Daryl Lees and Roberta Blake and everybody else, going back, if I could just come and go back and talk to myself before I started making those videos, I would say focus less on trying to make everything perfect and focus more on getting content onto the platform.
Okay.
That doesn't mean uploading 3 times a day, but that means, I would try to upload 3 times a week if I could, right? Try to upload as much as I could throughout the week. Make content, focus less on being perfect and more on getting it up there and trying to come up with a system that allowed me to put the content up faster.
Once the content you had was up there, as a guy who's been doing this for a while now, what are the kind of things that you look at? Because this is such a deep conversation, deeper than sometimes we go. Like, what are the people in the chat? What do you think they should be focusing on? What's important? Like, it's just there's so much metrics and so much analytics. Is there an easier way to understand? Like, how do you know when you're doing something right? Am I supposed to be looking at CTR? Am I supposed to be looking at AVD? Am I supposed to be looking at what's the thing I'm supposed to be looking at, D?
I have never been a deep analytics guy. So this is one thing that's going, I'm complete, like Nick, my brother Nick, will just go into the, and I think you're like this too. You'll go into the weeds with data. I've never been a hard data guy. I look at the surface stuff. My mindset is not, I'm going to go in and I'm going to milk every single thing I can out of this data. I'm not built that way. And I know a lot of people aren't built that way too, but that's just me. So what I do is I upload the video, and because of the type of content that I make, people aren't necessarily going to click on a video that YouTube recommends. It shows up in their home feed out of the blue of how to color correct in the Lightroom app. That's not something people necessarily are going to click on if it just pops up on their feed. So a lot of people are searching for that with my type of content. So I upload a video and I think of it as planting seeds for what I do, right? I'm planting a seed. I've done everything I can to put the best seed into the ground. I've watered the seed, and I've targeted the audience the best that I can, and now let's see if that seed grows, right? So I plant the seed. I don't worry about the views on it per se. Like, I'm not worried about the views. Oh my God, the first 24 hours it didn't hit some certain benchmark. I know some people do that. I don't do that. I do pay attention to the thumbnail. I am looking at the click-through rate because I have my baseline. I know, okay, certain amount of time, my baseline should be this on the thumbnail. If I'm not getting at least, like a 8% click-through rate on this after, 12 hours or 24 hours, I'm going to probably start testing that thumbnail. So those are the things that I'm looking at out of the gate. Obviously, I'm looking at audience retention, but I don't come back and look at that until the video's been online for a while because I know the audience is going to change. My subscriber base will watch the videos longer sometimes than when it just gets recommended out to random people on the internet. So I kind of let the seed grow and I let the tree or the fruit kind of settle and things kind of fall in the right place. And then I go back and I look at audience retention. I look at click-through rate based on traffic sources, because my click-through rate for search traffic is incredibly high. So I'm looking at traffic sources. I let things settle before I go in and I look too hard at it. And when I'm looking at audience retention, I'm looking to see, I'm not looking at little dips. I'm looking for cliffs. Like, what did I do here? What did I say here? What did I show here that caused this cliff for people to actually click off and leave? Those are the things I'm looking at the most.
Do you think, last question, I'm talking to you, I just like it derailed the show.
No.
Do you think that there is a thing that we learn as creators, the longer we've been doing this, that we start seeing metrics as humans instead of metrics as zeros and ones?
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you asked that. That's another thing that I would say is I don't get caught up in the views. And while I appreciate every single subscriber who's ever subscribed to my channel, and I love to celebrate the wins, I think everyone should celebrate the win. I don't get and I don't mean this in an offensive way, but I don't care at this stage what my subscriber count is. Don't care. Don't care because that number is a vanity metric. That number doesn't do anything for me. So I don't get caught up in the subscribers. So when people come to me and they say, and I ask them, what's their goal? And I know, Daniel, because you work with a lot of channels, so you're going to ask them, what's your goal? When people come to me and they say, my goal is to get 1,000 subscribers, or my goal is to get 5,000 subscribers, I know I've got a lot of work to do. Because that's you've got the wrong goal when your focus is subscribers. Yeah, that's the wrong goal.
It's such a great point you make there, because the minute I learned to focus more on the conversation and the impact, like I spend more time in the comments section of my videos. Like, I don't know what I look at the views and I'm like, that one's doing well, that's not doing well, but I spend more time in the comments section. I love this, right? I love this by ZenimaX said, I focus on my community. I love that. I love that you spend time focusing, concentrating on the community, the very people, because, we say community. There's a difference between target audience and community. Target audience are all the people who have no idea who you are, who are out there, who might like your content, but don't know who you are yet. Yeah. But one thing you can concentrate on is your community. Your community are the people who have already seen your videos. They've chosen to subscribe. They've left a comment. They may have the notifications bell triggered. These are the people, they are part of your target audience, but they are the people who are invested. They've seen your thing and they went, kind of cool, I've already engaged. Those are the people where you can start building outwards, and you can start like paying attention to them and engaging with them. And the more you understand how many, now not every person in your community is going to be the perfect target audience. Sometimes you get someone who subscribed to your channel and left a comment and they're leaving, crap comments, and they're not the perfect person. They don't really love what you're talking about. So the subscriber or the view or the comment doesn't hold that value. It's the people you're trying to look at a broader scope of conversation. This person is subscribed. This person actually watched the video, and then they told me what they liked about it. And then they had a question about some other thing or a comment. Maybe you're not a utility channel. Maybe God knows what you might talk about. And they engage with you. And in the comments section, you got into a conversation. That's the point of contact. When we talk about engagement, it really isn't just, did they like, did they subscribe? It really is how that person is interacting with you as a creator. the channels on YouTube that you go, man, when they put out a video, I watch it quickly because I always want to see what they have to say. I always leave a comment on that channel. I don't really comment on the other one. You know the ones you engage with, the ones you're willing to leave a like when you see the video that you go, I'm going to definitely click like. Those are people. The people you're trying to reach are you. They're you just based on your on a different conversation.
As a utility channel, making videos to help people figure things out, one of, if not the greatest thing that I see in my comments is when, I'll open up the YouTube Studio app or whatever, and I'm going through the comments, and you see like you teach somebody how to do something, and you see a comment that says something like, I've been looking all over the internet for this answer, and you explained it perfectly, and it works. Thanks you. Like those types of comments on a channel like mine, those are the things that just kind of,
they win the day. They win the day. They win the day
because I know how I feel when I'm looking for something and I find that random video on YouTube on that random channel and I go, wow, I've looked all over YouTube for the answer to this and this person just told me how to do it and it works.
As an example, and I got to be very careful about what I divulge here. I'm going to try to phrase this, but I don't care. If I get in trouble, I get in trouble. I had the represent. Just bleep everything. Said that. I got reached this past weekend. The person who's in charge of the branching out and reaching people for DaVinci Resolve said to me, I watch, and this is the first time they've ever reached out, said, when I have a question about how to use the software, I don't go to the internal team, I go to your channel.
Wow.
And you work for the company that builds the software.
Nailed
That's when
it.
you know you did something right. You don't, it isn't about click-through rate. It isn't about thumbnails. It isn't about titles. Yes, every one of those things matter. But when you understand the conversation and you go, I'm going to dig deep. I'm going to make sure that everyone who has a question about this conversation knows that I'm in it. Whether that's what we love about guitars and we're going to dive deep into single coil versus double coil and what gets the right tone, or whether you're into which football team, if you're into the Super Bowl and you're talking about what teams are in it, what teams aren't, which quarterback you think actually has the stats to bring the team to the next level. Everything that you guys do, listen to me, everyone in this chat right now and everyone watching in the replay, your channel is a conversation. Just understand the conversation and be involved and deep into it so that when people come to your content, whatever that may be, that could be gaming, that could be, you name it, understand your conversation, understand that people who love that conversation, even though they might have other interests, right? Dee and I have other interests other than growing YouTube channels. We love music. We love, you name it. We have different interests. In this moment, when you build your content, just stick to the conversation and go down that rabbit hole and get those people so excited that when the next time you drop a video, they remember how you made them feel from the last one and they're psyched about your new video coming up because the last thing that you made either answered questions or got them down the rabbit hole of that conversation, and they walk away feeling a certain way. People may not remember Angela Mayu. They may not remember everything you said, but they will remember how you made them feel. And when you make videos on YouTube, it's all about making people feel things. And maybe they feel that they saw you and they went, oh, that long-haired guy, with the curly hair and the weird face. I remember when we were talking about video editing, I was struggling and I remember walking away. I don't remember the exact thing he taught me, but I know I watched his video and I walked away feeling like I learned something. I felt like it was fun and I laughed and I learned something. Remember that. Remember those feelings. Make people feel. Make people have an experience when you build content. Do that and your channel will grow.
Yeah, and this obviously doesn't apply to everyone in here because you're not all teaching people how to do stuff. Specifically, you're not teaching people how to make content on YouTube, but I know Daniel can relate to this. There's no better feeling as a creator making this type of content on YouTube as an education channel is when you teach people how to do things and then they can become full-time creators, and they let you know that they've been able to quit their job or they're now making enough supplemental income to do X, Y, Z. Just knowing that you have impacted them in some way to be able to achieve the goal that they're doing. Listen, if I can help people to have the same sort of freedom that I have in my day-to-day life, like, man, like that's a goal. Like I wish everyone could. I wish everyone could have this stupidly ridiculous freedom that I have every day to do the dumb things that I do.
And
you can, yeah, and that's the thing. So when I'm helping people and they can do those things, man, it just feels so good. On that note, we need to pick somebody.
my friend,
we need to pick a winner. We just went down. We chased a rabbit. We chased a rabbit down a really deep rabbit hole.
I'm going to be honest with you. I have 3 winners in the winner's circle.
Okay.
All right. I need another winner. I need to put someone else in the winner's circle. So of the people who have sat here and talked to us, in the chat, shout out what you think the most important thing that you've learned here today from our deep conversation. And Dee and I are going to pick 3 of you based on your answers. The most important thing that you feel in this discussion meant something. Post that 1 word, 2 words, 3 words in the chat. And Dee and I are going to pick 3 of them from whatever you post in the chat. We're going to put you in the winner's circle so that we give everyone a chance of winning. We may have gone down the rabbit hole of not talking, pulling up channels, but we always want to make sure that the conversations we have are impactful. And I want to know what made a difference for you. What do you think was important to you of the things we've talked about? Put a word, put 2 words, 3 words.
While we're waiting on that, I want to be clear about why I mentioned that if I went back to myself as a beginner creator and I were to say just upload more content and worry less about it being perfect, is because I know a lot of people you're frozen by this thought that everything has to be perfect before you put something out. And that can prohibit you from getting anything up. I know a lot of people who are just brilliant. I've got a friend who works in Hollywood. He's a special effects guy in Hollywood. He made the Tron suits. He worked on the Superman. He's like a high level person. I can't get him to make a YouTube channel. This guy is so talented, but unless everything is just 100% perfect for him, he won't do it. And I think that stops so many people from actually making content. And Dana just disappeared, so I'm going to go full screen until he comes back. That stops so many people from making content. So the idea of just not focusing on being perfect and putting a bunch of content up there is through repetition and through putting a bunch of content up there, through repetition, that's how you get better. So instead of thinking, I have to be perfect before I upload it, instead, through repetition, you are going to get really good at what you do. So that was why I recommended that, if I were to go back, that's how I would handle that.
I got knocked off. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of great...
It's the black eyeliner.
It happens. Black eyeliner matters. There's a couple of great comments here. I'm just scrolling. You and I are both looking at all the comments. I thought the one there's a couple that jumped out at me. Watercolor wizardry in 1 word said conversation. And I think that is so important. And I'm going to put watercolor wizardry into the final round only because I can't tell you how much. Forget niche, forget thumbnail, forget all of it. I love conversation. When you understand here on YouTube, we're having conversations, but that's so important. So that's my first choice. We're going to pick 3. D, I'm picking watercolor wizardry for conversation. I think that's a great.
Snipe is an a-hole. That's pretty good. We learned that. That's not the one to go in, but that's pretty good. I'm glad you have that takeaway. Boy, that's tough. Focus on. There's some really good ones in here. Make content for the people. I like that. Make content for the people. I like that. That's Survivor Speaks. Make content for the people.
All right. I'm doing this on the fly.
Yeah, and to be fair, there's something to be said here. You want to make content for the audience, but at the same time, that doesn't mean you have to be a sellout and make content you don't like. The goal is to make content that you enjoy while making content for the people. and hopefully that merges somewhere. That's the goal.
Oh, 100%. All right, so who did you like? I've got 4 now. We've added mine in. Who did you like? What was the one you liked? Say again.
Oh boy, I just scrolled past her. Hold on.
This is how
That's okay. It was, who was it? And it's gone just like that. People are typing in some amazing stuff. Man, I apologize.
Back and help me out.
You almost had it.
So close. This is
so close.
Welcome to real world.
Yep.
Well, pick anyone. That's all right. We can always get back. Hey, if I missed you and he called you out, don't worry. This great thing about these live
Survivor
streams
Speaks. Survivor Speaks.
All right.
Thank you, Megan. Survivor
Speaks.
Thank you, everyone.
Right. Thank you, guys. You guys are the best. Pick one more. You guys, audience, you guys pick one. Who do you think of what you're seeing? Yell a name out. You're looking at all the people in chat. You pick the last person we're going to put into the winner's wheel today. Who do you think of all the people who are leaving conversations? Don't call yourself out. That's an easy win. You guys pick one out in the chat. Let the Lions do it. Who do you think has really said something that you went, wow, that's it. That was it. That was the thing. You guys call them up. Me. The Creator Classroom says, me. Of course it's me. It's always me. It's all about me. Maybe you guys pick one. We'll look around. Point us in the right direction. Nick Nimmin. Boy, that guy. I definitely, Nick Nimmin is a good.
You don't know him like I know him.
Let me tell you something. If you ever happen to win a silver play button, do not have it delivered to Nick Nimmin's address.
Do not.
Just throwing that out there. I'm going to say that doesn't always work out.
Yeah.
Zanmane X says the Creator Classroom, like that channel. Thought that was pretty good. I love when people point at other people. Who else we have? Zanime. And then Dawn Home Crypto said Zanime X. I'm going to put, do we have Zanime X in there? Am I
put him in there.
Right? I'm going to put him in there. It's Xana. I'm going to make sure I spell it right. You're going in, my friend. Zan, because you've been so
put it in there.
Involved in this conversation today. I love people who are involved in the conversation. So I think we have our winner's circle today. Let me throw this up on the screen. Can you see it? I think I do.
I don't see it.
Oh, let me share it.
When you got kicked out,
I got to share. I lost my share. Let me get that back up there. So here's our winner's circle today. I'm sorry if we went a little deep off the end here. We love when we get to talk to you guys about how to grow YouTube channels. The goal of everything we do here, yes, is to have fun. Yes, is to look at channels and give you some advice. But it's always about, I want every one of you here watching live and in the replay. The goal is to get you guys all doing the thing that you love doing, making videos, putting them out of YouTube and growing YouTube channels, and hopefully being able to make either a side hustle, a little bit of money on the side, or actually doing this full time. We want you guys to do this in a way that you end your day and go, boy, do I love doing this, because not only am I satisfied I'm reaching people, maybe I make a little money, whatever the goals are for your channel. Our job here is to help you hit those goals. Sometimes it's money, sometimes it's reaching people, sometimes it's a combination of the both. But I hope that when you guys come here and you leave here, the goal is to leave you motivated to go, I can do this. This is possible. This is something I can do.
It's possible. It's absolutely possible.
Absolutely possible. Let's spin this wheel. Let's give away some stuff. Oh, look at that. It's Zanime X is our winner today. Congratulations, my friend. A late contender thrown into the wheel. You know what I'm going to do? Because we make the rules, I'm going to spin again. I think we can do it.
Oh!
That's crazy.
Going big today.
We're giving away stuff. I don't want anyone to feel like there wasn't a chance to win stuff.
You got your big boy
Zanime X is our first winner, and our second winner is Survivor Speaks. Congratulations, you guys. Listen, in the chat, you will see Megan, my channel manager, Megan at danielbatal.com. Reach out to her through that email, Megan at danielbatal.com. She'll put it in the chat. She will confirm your identity and that those are your channels, and she will send you a link so that you can go to the fabulous Streamyard catalog of merchandise and pick any single thing. The mug's good. I got to tell you, the mug is really good. It's like, it is my all-time favorite mug. It's huge. It's great. But they have all kinds of great stuff. Hoodies, T-shirts, you name it. You name it, they have it. But you can pick any single thing, and we'll get that out to you. Dee, thank you so much for putting up with my crap today.
No, you know what? This is a different type of stream, and I loved it.
I do too.
it's good to break these things up sometimes. Because you kind of get in the, just doing the same thing over and over. But that's good. You kind of went down the deep rabbit hole and you said some really inspirational stuff and just spot on creator talk. Love it.
Yeah. And you guys, everybody out there, we do this the second Saturday of every month. Sometimes we're fast-paced and we're having fun, and sometimes we go a little deeper. You're always welcome back. If you ever have any questions about channels or you want to come here and talk, we're always here talking about channel growth strategies and having a bit of fun the second Saturday of every month here on the Streamyard channel. Thank you very much for Streamyard for putting up with our baloney. If you haven't ever tried live streaming and you'd like to, we have links in the description. You can actually use StreamYard and start live streaming for free up to 20 hours a month, just signing up and using the link that we have in the description. It is a fantastic service. You can do live streams exactly like we got going on here, where you can change around screens. You can use things like showing wheels like we do. You can change the layout, invite a guest with a single click. Gotta love it. If you've ever been thinking about live streaming and you think it's too complicated, link in the description. Try StreamYard. I think it'll make it easy for you.
Yeah, hands down, it's the easiest way to get up and live stream. And I'm not just saying that because we're on their channel. I've tried all of them. I've tried all of the streaming services, and this is the easiest way. Like if you're thinking about live streaming, you're like, oh, there's just so much to learn, and I'm so intimidated. StreamYard's your answer.
Yeah, super easy. Had a long chat with Rick Beato. You know Rick Beato? You know who Rick Beato is?
Of course.
Had a long chat with Rick Beato over an hour the other day.
Really?
Talking about, we got a DM talking about, because he was using StreamYard, and we got to do a live chat about. He's like, man, I don't know a lot about live stream, but when I want to go live and invite my friends, I use StreamYard, and it was really fun seeing some of the people that I love out there using StreamYard the same way we do to connect with a broader target audience out there. So yeah, great, love it.
Awesome. Mr. Batal, thank you so much. Dropping some knowledge bombs today, as usual. We will be back the second Saturday of every month.
Second Saturday. Dee Nimmin, have a great, fantastic, big game weekend.
Tom Brady.